I love Ted.
Get off my plane.
Punk on Bus in Star Trek 4.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Retreat Warrington for the attack of the 50-foot nerds. Make some noise!
I'll point the microphone towards you because the one that we bought for the audience doesn't seem to work. So, hello anyway, and welcome to episode 69. Let's get sexy. It's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast, and we're all in costume this evening. And as you can see, I've come as a zombie Paul.
Which is ironic, considering I've come as Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. Therefore, I will be killing zombie myself.
Did you not realise I cut my hair and trimmed my beard down to basically just look like you? Because I couldn't be asked for the costume. So I just wore my normal stuff but cut my hair.
You cunt. You cunt.
I've waited a month for this.
Yep. He discussed these plans.
Paid off.
He discussed these plans with me like at the end of last show.
Yeah.
I see. So everything you said about Zombie Kingdom, Isengard Kingdom Brunel was a lie.
No, that was what he was suggesting for me.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
If I remember right.
that's what he said to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a lie.
Fair
I
enough.
saw you the other week in town as well, and then we were talking about costumes, and I knew the whole time that I was doing this.
So yeah.
I mean, it's not like you haven't got form for keeping
Fucking you over.
keeping
Fucking you
secrets and
I had
fucking you
Danny
over.
cutting my hair. No, she had the clippers on my hair earlier today with a photo of you on my phone, so we could get it to look right.
The same way that
That's
I did.
just weird. Sorry, Danny,
yeah.
that is just weird.
the-
You beat me to it, though. I was going to say
What?
that. I know.
She what?
I was just going to point
I
this
slept in
out.
the same hotel room as you as before.
Yes.
Thankfully, there were single beds.
Hey.
I hope they weren't pushed together. Anyway, so, yes, 69.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Favorite number.
Yeah, speaking of 69, this whole conversation reminds me of a quote from the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Sixth Day.
Is that coming?
No, the bit
no.
the bit where
Come with me if you want to live.
yeah, no, the bit where Arnold says to the villain like, "Oh, you should
Fuck me now.
Yeah, he says like, "You should clone yourself," and the guy's like, "What? So I can know the dilemma you're in?" And he's like, "No, so you could go fuck yourself," and then leaves.
Speaking of which, have you been watching Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Yes. So you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that
Yeah.
episode recently where Beth and Clone Beth decided to get it on because why not? If you got a clone, it's something.
Have you ever watched any either the TV or film version or read The Time Traveler's Wife?
No, it's one of those ones that always
Turns
gets
out
away
the
from me,
time
but I know what you're
traveler is
referring
his
to.
own
Basically, when he runs into himself, sometimes he considers it's masturbation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
we've started on the
yeah.
level that
Well,
we need to.
you started with it being episode
I didn't
69,
get
so
to
it's just
tell-
taken
I have
a...
no control over numbers, Paul. You know this. We've tried this before when I was the Countess on Sesame Street and everything went on fire. What are we
Okay,
talking about?
59.
I like the fact that we've only got through
One
two
introduction.
two costumes.
Who the fuck are you?
Me, I'm a very casual femme version of Ashton Greymore from Critical Role, which is Taliesin Jaffe's character that he plays in the Bell's Health campaign.
Wasn't there some critical role stuff there a little while ago?
There was,
wasn't
yes.
it? Yeah.
And I realized the other day that this costume is partially your fault, Mike.
What?
Yes.
Oh, something is
Why
Mike's
is
fault.
everything
That's
always
so
my fault?
unusual.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because I was thinking about how I was watching DBZ Abridged again.
Right, okay.
Right. And I remembered that
Paul Newman's gonna have my legs broke.
yeah, because
This is
I
a
was
fucking niche quote.
I was showing Connor Dragon Ball Z Abridged
Right.
just because I like whenever he was talking about Dragon Ball Z, I kept going no, nail at him, and he
Moon!
yeah, he obviously had no clue what I'm talking about. Like,
The
God!
audience.
no, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's a great, you should watch it.
Yeah.
But,
Basically, a bunch of fans took all the 296 episodes of Dragon Ball Z and went, "That's too many," and tried to shrink them all down to 200 episodes in the end
Yeah. So
because
it
they
was
thought
like
of too many jokes to put in instead.
yeah, it was like 60 episodes. It only goes to the end of the Cell Saga, but
Yeah.
it's really fucking good.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah.
You
It took them like 10 years to do it, but yeah.
You know, following on from what we were talking about at the Anime Con,
Yes.
it makes me wonder, would it actually be possible to edit Dragon Ball Z down to real time?
No.
Because
Speaking of the Anime Con, though,
it would just be sort of Kamehameha end.
Yeah, but speaking of the Anime Con,
Yeah.
for those of us who don't know, Jay, you were there, so because you won tickets, because it pays to come to the 50 Foot Nerds. The Anime Con, the Liverpool Anime and Gaming Con, was a couple of weeks ago now, and we did a show there. It is available on the podcast feed for those of you who don't know and haven't listened to it already.
Yep.
If you haven't, go back and listen to it because it is a good one.
It was a good show, yeah.
And yeah, so myself and Paul, we were there on the main stage on the Sunday, just talking about. Hello, who's got a phone on? Oh,
I have.
right next to the PA system. Good idea.
I've not heard that
Sorry,
sounding
Are
like.
you getting a message through on WAP or something like that?
Yeah,
We're
like,
back in 2000s. Get
you-
your phone off the internet. It'll cost you £48 for 3 seconds.
Can I just point out that WAP means something entirely different these days?
It does.
Yeah.
Wireless application protocol. Oh, well, that's what it meant then. Whatever. But yeah, the Anime Con, we had a good time there. We had a fun show, apart from
I'll
all
finish my
the
story
fun
after
of sound check and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then we just kind of wandered around for the rest of the day because we couldn't get our stuff because there was other things going on the stage and we couldn't get our things. So we were trapped at the Anime Con.
An Anime Con talent contest. It is a thing to behold.
That's the name of another sketch that we've got to do. Trapped at the Anime Con.
That might be the title of this episode. You
Yeah,
don't know.
makes sense.
We'll wait and find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was interesting. There was this one girl when we went back in the room and she was stood there singing that song from Encanto.
Yes.
What was it? Waiting on a miracle, a miracle. She was singing that. And we thought, right, okay, well, we'll be able to go and get our stuff now. And then all of a sudden, these two girls got up with like cat paws. And clearly one of them was very, very focused on the choreography. And the other girl was always like a second behind her. So one would go like, yay! And the next one would go, 2 seconds later. And it was fantastic. It was
Choreography and not so much.
yeah, you could tell which one was just like, let's sign up for the talent contest. And the other one was like,
yeah.
I'm also here. Oh, God.
yeah.
I didn't get to go to that because I was working, unfortunately.
They had an hour schedule for the talent contest. An hour and a half later, it was still on.
Oh, God.
And then they had another podcast on. I won't name them because they have a vaguely offensive name.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, we don't want to give them any publicity on the show. But yeah, they were on afterwards. And
They didn't actually do a podcast.
no, they were just on the stage going, "Who wants to do a forfeit?" Like, mate, you haven't even said 3 words yet. You can't forfeit something unless you fuck up somewhere. So
Yeah.
it was
So,
weird. Anyway,
Yeah, I listened back to that, and
Yeah.
it kind of, well, actually, before I get into the other shit that I did,
right.
I need to get back into why this costume is your fault.
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
No, so basically, we got to the point of Dragon Ball Z Abridged where Vegeta and Trunks have come out. Spoilers have come out of the hyperbolic time chamber.
Spoilers for a show that was
Yeah.
on 20 years ago.
Yeah, they come out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and Bulma's like commenting on Trunks' hair, and then says to Vegeta, "Why didn't your hair change?" He's like, "A pure-blooded Saiyan's hair does not change from the day we are born, with the exceptions of beards and moustache."
Well, he does grow a
And then-
beard later on, doesn't he, in Super?
And then they made that whole music video, moustache.
I'm forever singing the Mulan Be a Man song,
Yeah.
that the version that they did.
Oh, yeah.
With the training to fight, was it Vegeta and that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Hope Toriyasa
yeah.
doesn't screw me.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was watching the full-length video that they did for Moustache, and I realized that's the first place I saw Matthew Mercer, the DM of Critical Role, and from there I was like, I wonder what all these, like, because it had the links underneath of everything that everyone was involved in, so I was like, Critical Role, that sounds fun. Let me have a look at that. And then got into Critical Role. And because you were the one who introduced me to DBZ Abridged,
Yes.
it's technically your fault.
Yes, I was watching that back when I lived in Donegal. when you came to stay with me, when we had do you know what my name is and all that stuff.
You know what my name is.
Going way back now. But yeah, the AnimeCon. I mean, we had a lot of fun there. Bought some stuff. One of which is a birthday present for the Christmas present for you.
Oh yeah, and
Cryptid
Paul's dressed as someone from 50 Shades of Grey or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and me and Paul played some N64.
Yeah, N64, and we played.
We'll talk about that in a moment, though, because it's actually related to something we've got to talk about.
Were there like 60 of them connected up to a big load of TVs so they could figure out how shit works?
Josh Trank was there trying to make a good movie and failing awfully. God, that Fantastic Four, Jesus.
Fantastic.
Who's seen the Fantastic Four movie from 2015?
Sadly, yes.
Only one person out of the room. Okay, that makes sense now, actually.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't Josh Trank make Chronicle?
Yeah, the one where people
great
get
film.
superpowers by looking at the
he made
floor.
the good superhero movie that meant he was allowed to make the bad
superhero movie.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
They get superpowers by looking at them. I'm not going to get wound up. Not going to get wound up. That comes later.
Not yet.
Let's talk about some people in geekdom, eh?
Shriek in terror. It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
I know we said this last time, but we need to make shorter versions of these. Anyway,
Yeah.
So my first person in geekdom this month is about Michael Keaton. You know him. He's the Batman. He's the Beetlejuice. He's the Birdman. He plays a lot of people beginning with B, now that I realise it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Batman, as you may or may not know, he was due to appear in the Batgirl movie that has been... Well, I said he was due to appear in the Batgirl movie that was been filmed and subsequently scrapped by HBO Max. And Michael Keaton had a pay or play contract, which I don't know if you know what that is, but it basically means you either be in the movie and get paid for being in the movie, or you don't be in the movie and you still get paid for being in that movie.
It's something that's in the lyrics to the Animaniacs.
Yes.
We have pay or play contracts.
Yeah. So basically that means that even though that movie will never be seen, Michael Keaton walks away with $2 million. Yeah. That's not bad for a couple of days on set, is it? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not exactly doing nothing because
he can literally build his own Batmobile with that money.
Yeah.
He could be Batman with that money.
He at least had to get up and act and do shit.
He got up, put on the Batsuit, stood around the Batmobile, and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't know because you haven't seen it because they scrapped it.
Well,
there are plenty of times where pay or play has literally meant. Yeah, we've decided we're not going to use you after all. Here is $1 million.
Or some actors who are in movies and then have to subsequently be edited out because of allegations against them. I'm not talking about Kevin Spacey there. So, Michael Keaton, of course, was also got another pay or play contract recently because he was supposed to be in Aquaman 2. Yeah. And because of the delay of the Flash movie, that means they've had to replace him with Ben Affleck as Batman in that movie.
Isn't that funny that Michael Keaton was replacing Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton's replacement is now Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
I think we made that joke.
Yes, we did.
Well, it's a good enough joke that we'll make it again.
Fair enough.
We're on 69. It's all reruns now. But yeah, he's getting paid for movies that he's not even going to be in. And let's face it, at this point, who even knows if the Flash movie is going to come out, for God's sakes?
They seem confident that it will.
Okay.
I don't think. At the point where it was like, where the allegations against Ezra were...
Air quotes don't work on podcasts.
Video.
Allegations. Yeah. What? Yeah, that's the
Ninja?
That's the air quote.
It's an
noise.
episode of Monkey.
That's the air quote noise.
That's the air quote noise.
It is.
Okay.
Live sound effects, folks.
Yeah.
We'll have them next month, which I'll get to later.
So yeah, the allegations against Ezra Miller, like when they were first saying that they were still going to do the Flash, Ezra was only accused
only
of
been
being
accused of one thing at that
like
point.
abuse and stuff like that. And
Only
now,
accused
yeah.
of one bad thing
Yeah,
as opposed to
as opposed
all
to-
the bad
as
things.
opposed
At
to
the point,
now
Ezra
where
Miller
he's
had only
like
choked
got
a
a
woman.
cult
That's
of-
fine. You can do that. That's not a
now,
problem.
Yeah, and now well, yeah,
Fuck's
and
sake.
then now he's now they've got a cult or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Cult.
Cult, yeah.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
Okay, well, it's going from something that sounds like cult to cult. And we've got a Graveyard Dead this month. Recently announced.
Before we
Go
do
on.
that,
I had a good
wait.
segue going. Come on.
sorry, but I was going to mention with Michael Keaton's trend for B movies, do you reckon he'll be cast as Bela Lugosi in a biopic?
I actually thought he was going to be taking over the Jerry Seinfeld role in a B movie too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a bee! And I'm Batman.
I'm just trying to think of every single B character I can think of now.
B. I'm B-Man.
Surely it'd just be Bumbleman at that point.
Bumble Man.
Next Simpsons
guy
movie.
off the
Next Simpsons movie. Vaya con Dios. He's going to be Bumblebee Man. Yeah.
Anyway.
As I was saying on the segue there, something sounded like cult. So cult. Robbie Coltrane died. Basically, I can't go back into it now.
Yeah.
The guy who was best known as being Hagrid in Harry Potter, and Valentin Sukovsky in 2 James Bond movies.
A recurring
he was
Bond
He was in
film.
Cracker.
Yeah.
And Nuns in the Run. So if anyone remembers that movie.
Comic book wise, he did actually play a comic book character. Do you know what?
Was he in The Spirit?
No. The Bogeyman. Alan Grant. So Alan Grant died not so long ago.
There's a clip for the credits.
He
The
did
Bogeyman.
The Bogeyman. He did a strip. It intended to be sort of independently produced.
Right.
And it was about this guy, who thought he was Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, right. Okay.
So hence the title, The Bogeyman, and he would
Right.
have adventures kind of in the style of Casablanca and this, that, and the other, but in Glasgow.
I just can't see Robbie
And
Coltrane doing that, but okay.
the BBC did a 60-minute adaptation of it with Robbie Coltrane as the Bogeyman.
Bogey? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Didn't know anything about that.
Admittedly, it doesn't quite work when your lead actor looks absolutely nothing like Humphrey Bogart, but They took the concept and ran with it.
Makes it look like Humphrey Bogart once he's been to a buffet.
You know,
we don't know.
anybody who hasn't read it, I do recommend dig it out. The Bogeyman. I think they did about 4 different stories in the end.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was a good enough show.
Well, he died literally, I think it was the day before we went to the Anime Con, wasn't it? Well, it says he died on October 14th from organ failure. We were there on the 15th.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So what we did is when we played on N64 there, we played GoldenEye and we played Battle of the Dead People. I was Sean Bean and Paul was Valentin Sukovsky.
And I beat the fuck out of you.
Just.
You admittedly massacred me at
Mario Kart.
Mario
To the
Kart.
point where Paul was just like, don't want to play this anymore. Put the controllers down.
Admittedly, I never used to play Mario Kart. I only ever played on the Wii. I was quite good on the Wii, but I just could not get the hang of it on the N64. I never
Going
played
back
it
to
on
the
the
64 was those controls were
yeah.
very, very strange.
Whoever thought a two-handed control with a thing in the middle that required you basically to have a third hand was a good idea?
Nintendo,
Well, yeah,
the Japanese, the crazy cookie out there.
yeah.
You know, they've probably got shops where you can buy third arms just for your game controllers. From a vending machine. You know what I mean? Not paying for it. Doug's got a vending machine where you put 50p in and it gives you Pokemon cards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can get anything vending machine. I've seen on the internet, there's vending machines in airports where you can buy Lego. Full Lego sets out of a vending machine.
That is pretty
So
cool.
we're going on holiday. Just to let you know. You want to come out? Yeah. Go for it, mate. Yeah, come. Why not? We'll go on holiday. We'll go to Legoland, Windsor. We'll fly there just so we can go by an airport. Okay, sorted. My sister went to Legoland. She took my nephew.
Didn't take you.
No one ever takes me on fucking holiday, Paul.
I thought this was the setup for a joke. So
No, it's just
No,
genuinely
it's
true.
just
Yeah.
true. It's just true.
It's true, yeah. Charlie went to Legoland. Yeah.
took me nephew, didn't come back with him or something.
Yeah.
He got lost
I'm
in the
pissed off,
Lego.
yeah. They literally went to Legoland and never brought me any Lego back. I wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
And my sister went to Disneyland Paris and showed me a photo of the Lego shop. They got a big-ass Lego shop in Disneyland Paris.
Cool.
And it was literally my birthday, like 2 weeks later. I thought, she sent me a photo because she's going to get me something Lego in the Lego shop. No. I got a jigsaw puzzle, a Disney jigsaw puzzle, granted, which is quite cool, isn't it? It was the official 30th anniversary Disneyland Paris jigsaw puzzle. And on my actual birthday, I just got a load of Haribos. so
Fair enough.
It is. I've got enough Lego. Don't worry about it. I've literally just finished my Lego Groot the other day.
Lego
Groot. Yeah. Right. What was that? I finished. You got a microphone there.
You got a microphone.
I've got a microphone. Didn't introduce me. That's why I'm sat here like a pleb.
You literally at the very start of the show said introduce the fucking show.
Yeah, and then
that's Doug. In case
Hi,
anyone
everybody.
didn't know by now.
Woo, thank you. No, when you said you finished Groot, was that you finish on him?
No, I finished him off. That's what I mean.
boy.
Yeah. He had water.
You finished him off.
That was so worth it.
Put him in for storage.
Are we back to number 69 now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. I'll get by 2 of them. We're gonna go out of
Somebody's
order.
got wood.
Well, Elijah. We're gonna go out of order this month, and we're gonna jump to TV news instead because of other stuff that we need to do later. So TV.
Tremble at the might of the TV section.
Okay, so we all love a bit of Marvel, as we all know here.
Yep.
And I don't know, did anyone see WandaVision when it came out? Did we all see WandaVision?
Yeah.
You
Not
kinda
when it
needed
came out,
to.
but I did watch it.
Well, it got there eventually.
Yeah, it got there eventually.
Your reputation precedes you. But so WandaVision you kind of really needed to see it before Doctor Strange, obviously. And when that show was going on, there was a lot of rumors circulating that the man behind the curtain, as it were, would be Mephisto, the Marvel Universe version of the devil. And it wasn't.
No.
And the internet was abuzz with Mephisto, confirmed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It never happened. But it seems that now Mephisto will be appearing. Now. Something.
No, for a second it just sounded like you were like, now Mephisto.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Christopher Walken's
Christopher Walken is in the building.
So now, in this upcoming Marvel TV series, they've heavily hinted that Mephisto will be appearing with a watch up his ass, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, also known as Borat.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Can I just point out that
This isn't over. Bears.
WandaVision, Mephisto. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Mephisto.
Wow, how did they get Mephisto?
Hawkeye, Mephisto. Every fucking time they're saying this such and such is going to be Mephisto. No Mephisto.
Well, apparently he's going to be in Ironheart, which is the character that's going to be introduced in Black Panther 2. It's basically the next version of Iron Man.
Why? There is no reason for Mephisto to be a character. There is no reason for Mephisto to be a character in Ironheart. Ironheart is not a supernatural related character.
Well, it is and it isn't, apparently, because this series is going to be based among the kind of science versus magic aspect of the Marvel Universe. So, obviously, technology has been a big thing with Iron Man and what have you. And now, so it's going to be Ironheart, and she's going to be going up against the Hood, which is a mystical character in the Marvel Universe. And
isn't that the bad guy from, like,
Thunderbirds?
Thunderbirds,
yeah, different Hood.
Trivago.
No. You got on a fucking holiday again?
Kirano.
Oh, right, okay.
Remember the Tracy's butler was the Hood's brother, Kirano.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he used to have the light up eyes and mind control his brother.
Right.
And Kirano would just lie on the ground going, Kirano.
Wasn't Kirano the name of that actress who's been fired from Star Wars and we're not allowed to talk about anymore?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
that's also why I didn't talk about Robbie Coltrane earlier.
Apparently,
look that up.
Borat is going to be playing the devil, so he'll be all like,
"Sell
yourself to be my wife." You know, that's basically that for 6 episodes. So that'll be fun.
Did you know that?
Did I know?
Did you know that Borat never actually says "my wife" like that?
He does.
Judge Shamash.
This is my wife. Well, yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit, but it's,
Why are we
he never
debating fucking
discussed-
Borat like 15 years after the movie came out?
I'm just saying, like, I was watching a video about, like, the formation, like, how catchphrases come about and shit like that, because that's the kind of fucking nerd I am. And and they mentioned the fact that, like, it's like...
How catchphrases come about is Roy Walker.
Yeah, fair point. Oh, that was one thing, like...
Say what you see.
Connor, we were doing shopping, and Connor, like, comes to me going, hey, speaking of, like, old game shows and stuff, he's like, hey, Mum, can we get this? And picks up this fucking bullseye quiz set thing. I'm like, why do you want that? Like, you don't even know what that show is.
It's good, but it's not right.
He's like, because I like darts. I'm like, all right. Like, I guess that's a reason.
Did that already.
I says, I'll just buy you a normal dartboard.
Okay, you've been on holiday already, but you still keep fucking going, apparently.
He's not letting that one go.
No, never. Yeah, other Marvel TV news is following the positive response to the Werewolf by Night
That was so
special
good.
presentation.
That was
yeah, I watched
so
that.
Oh, it
good.
was good, that. I really enjoyed that.
Very good,
Watched
very
that,
good.
yeah. You weren't really paying much attention to it, though, were you? So, it was okay.
Admittedly, Kath dodged that one. It was just me and Joshua, but
No,
Joshua really liked the
I
whole
loved it.
black
It
and
was-
white style and
yeah,
the
the
graining.
transformation,
And
I fucking love the transformation because you got to see everything without seeing a thing. Plus,
Yeah.
and then the actress is doing that face the
Yeah.
entire time.
I love Ted.
Ted's
Intro
fun.
clip.
Ted-
Thanks, Paul.
Ted is... Thank you. Ted is awesome. Man thing.
Oh my god, just keep fucking going. Just why didn't you just go giant size man thing and get over with?
That's why I reckon
That was the comic he was in, wasn't it?
Yes, it
I was
was.
I'll be honest, when I watched fuck, what's the title again?
Werewolf by
Werewolf.
Night.
Yeah, I was gonna say Werewolf at Midnight. That's not it. Like,
The Scarecrow walks at midnight.
yeah,
That's a Goosebumps.
oh god, it's not that. Like,
The Werewolf
Fuck
at
it.
Fever Swamp. Also a Goosebumps. Fuck.
fucking. Did you ever play the game? Of
Monster Blood. What?
that? Did you ever play the game with that? Like,
One
that's
day
where
at Horrorland.
yeah.
No.
Oh, it was fucking.
I
Because
know of it though.
yeah, because I remember fucking the one character Stump that was all mangled and stuff, and he's like, yeah, don't make that noise when
That's
you're doing
fucking
that.
Donald Trump taking a piss out of the other fella.
But no,
Fucking
like
hell.
I mean, the guy had like a hunch and stuff. Like he was very onto things. Like he was.
Definitely
bogey
had a
man.
hunch.
Yeah.
I have
And,
all the hunches. Thank you very much.
yeah, but he was like,
Columbo.
what?
I have no hunch.
Yeah, but then he.
Columbo played by Donald Trump now. What the fuck? I just need to ask you one
Yeah,
last question.
fuck
okay?
it. I'm not
It's the best
finishing this
question.
story. It's gone too far off the rails. Fuck it. Wind it back. Wind it back.
Unbelievable. No one has
So-
better questions than me.
Where like Midnight Werewolf of Extravaganza. When I was watching that, right? Right.
On
when
ice.
When I was
All
watching,
singing, all dancing.
when I was watching
Live!
Yeah, when I was watching that, I was suffering sleep deprivation. So every single character that came up, I'm like, I probably should know them. I've got no fucking clue who anyone is.
It's time to be
yeah.
a werewolf.
Yeah.
Did you recognise the Scottish guy though?
Vaguely.
It's
Like, I
Kirk-
was like,
that's-
I feel like I should know him, and I don't know where
Well,
from.
yeah, you know him because that's Kirk Thatcher. Best. You see, as soon as I say his name, you know who he is, don't you?
No.
Punk on Bus in Star Trek 4.
Oh, of course. That well-known character.
And recently reprieved his role as Punk on Bus in Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, he's got action figures coming out his ass and everything. Yeah.
Fair enough. No, because I spent the entire time going,
Hey, what booze
well, I'll
in this place,
just-
mate? Punk on bus.
Yes. That was the character's name.
Granted, if he was in Star Wars, he would have an action. He'd have a whole line of action figures of different variants and fireable rocket launchers and shit like that. But Star Trek probably not.
What was the point of you mentioning
Oh,
Werewolf
Werewolf
by
by Night. Yes,
To get you back to the
there
notes.
was a point. Yes. So after that, or that extravaganza where they had fireworks going off and the fucking the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were there going across the fucking stage and all that. Whatever
They were
bollocks was happening in your fantasy.
they were planning to catch the monster, and then they had some strippers and a meat raffle.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio was there giving away Oscars. It was fantastic. It was amazing.
He was looking for he'd
Punching bears in their face.
His girlfriend had turned 25, so he got rid of her and
Yeah.
Needed a new one.
Yeah, that's what they put all his 25-year-old girlfriends in a maze, makes them fight each other to the death. That's anyway, so
Caprio Royale.
fuck are we talking? Anyway, Marvel have said because that did so well, they're going to cut down on, well, they haven't officially announced it anyway, but the big thing is they're going to be cutting down on these 6 to 7, 8, 9 episode TV series, and instead they're going to do more of these special presentations. The next one up is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which there was a trailer dropped recently, and Kevin Bacon is coming to the Marvel Universe to sell them mobile phones.
As Kevin Bacon.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
And we're getting Cosmo.
Yes.
Cosmo the space dog.
Cosmo's already been confirmed for Guardians 3 anyway.
Has he?
So,
Awesome.
She has.
Oh.
She is going to be
Yes,
voiced by
by
Borat's daughter.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Which, I don't know if anyone's seen The Bubble on Netflix. Oh, you need to watch it. It's really funny. And she's in that. And she's desperately trying to bang the Mandalorian. But he just wants to spend his entire fucking time there, just high on anything he can get his hands on. And he has fantasies about Daisy Ridley. And at the end of the movie, she's there, and she has no idea why she's in the end of the movie. She's just like, okay, all right, I'll just go with this. None of that is a spoiler, by the way, but yeah, definitely check that out. It's really good. And Karen Gillan has some interesting moments in that movie. That's all I'll say. But anyway, Marvel are doing these special presentations, and the big rumor is that they're going to be doing one based around a character who is rumored to make their appearance in the Guardians Holiday Special, and that will be Norrin Rad, the Silver Surfer. I don't know if I want to see a series or a spin-off or one-off or whatever it is based purely on his origin. I mean, it's interesting in as much as he can go, Galactus came to my planet and ate everyone, and I said, I'll be your herald. And that's all well and good. Say it in like 2 minutes.
They're going to crypt on it, aren't they? They're going to do it like
God.
Krypton and have a massive story, and then at the end of it,
The
he's
Silver
gonna be the
Surfer's
Silver
granddad?
Surfer. Yes. That's what they're going to... Oh,
God.
shite.
No, I don't want that.
I'm out.
No. No, I don't want that. But yeah, I don't see how you can stretch that out to like an hour. And plus, it'd be such a waste to intro Galactus in one of those as opposed to in a movie.
Yeah, that's the problem I've got with it. It's Galactus is one of those.
He's a
big
cinematic event.
Yeah.
He's one of those ones that you need an Avengers movie for.
Yeah.
I can see them putting him in a Fantastic Four movie, but in my head, he's an Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
He's a team-up book,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big, gigantic space dude who flies around eating planets. I mean, it's not like Wolverine's going to take him out on his own. It probably has, though, in the comics.
Wolverine has admittedly tried.
Yeah.
Have
I always love in Marvel Zombies when the world's gone to shit and Galactus comes down and goes, oh, I'm going to eat your fucking planet. And all the zombies go, fuck off, mate, we're eating you. And they basically all take on his power cosmic and just go, we got superpowers now. We can fly in space. Should we just fly around the universe and eat all the other planets? Like, so they become Galactus.
Yeah.
And then they come back in like Marvel Zombies 3 or 4 or something like that. And they come back to Earth and all got Galactus suits on and everything. Like, oh, it's great.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel Zombies 4 is awful. But,
The only thing that occurs to me about introducing Galactus to the MCU is that he's basically the same sort of size and power level as
the Eternals.
as the Celestials.
Yeah, the Celestials, sorry, yeah.
So, and we've already got the Celestial.
It wouldn't surprise me if, just to make things less complicated, they said he's a rogue Celestial.
Yeah.
Instead of creating planets to eat them.
I've got the Celestials
power
on my
level-
mind because obviously they've just done the AXE crossover in
It's not, I
the
can see your
Marvel
browser
comics.
history there, make Janet Chan all over the place. That's why.
Avengers versus X-Men
thought that
versus
said Jackie
Eternals.
Chan.
Basically, Judgment Day.
yeah, it does.
They brought you know the
they-
Avengers in the comics live in the corpse of a Celestial.
Yeah.
Well, they brought it back to life, and it judged the entire planet and destroyed the planet, and then they managed to walk that back somehow.
Comics!
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what's been happening in the Marvel universe in the actual 616 this summer. So that's why it just occurred
Well,
to me.
Galactus's power level was over 9,000. Am I right? Womp womp.
It's 1006.
1,006,
Wait a minute,
you'll be
it's
fine.
upside down.
It's over 9,000. Raw.
Marvel top drums.
Marvel. Okay, so that's all the TV news I've got.
The
go on. Yes.
Go
talk
yeah.
now.
The center of the maze from Caprio Royale has like has
me.
has the prow of the Titanic sticking out of it, and that's the
I'm the king of the world!
that's where they've got to reach.
And he
to
introduces
win.
critters into the maze that chase people.
Yes.
Yes, because he's in Critters 3. No one remembers that.
Does that mean they have to play basketball at some point?
They can do if they want to.
Basketball Diaries?
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
this is why you don't want to mess with Tom Hanks's maze that he set up, because like
It's got full of man-eating typewriters.
that, but also like people always forget about
The
his
floor's made out of
it's-
keyboards, so
yeah,
it's like do when you're running through.
No, like everyone forgets about his experience on mazes and monsters, so it's genuinely just filled with death traps, and then he's
Deep
just running
cuts.
around going, "I've lost my mind," and murders people. Because Dungeons and Dragons does that apparently.
Well, speaking of characters who've lost their mind, nice segue. I don't know if anyone else noticed. I certainly did, but there was a little TV event on last weekend called the Doctor Who Centenary Special, The Power of the Doctor. And Paul is going to discuss that in a little section we like to call Doctor Who News.
Ooh, diddly dum, wee Doctor Who news.
Yeah, we're definitely doing a new one of those.
No, we're not. That one's staying.
So spoiler alert. Fire the spoiler cannon.
No, because it's too much hassle to find.
We'll edit it in afterwards.
Cryptid Paul, make a noise.
Give to Paul's here.
You're not loud. Let me turn you up.
Spoiler cannon.
I see you, baby. Chicken Madras.
There we go.
No, that'll do.
So,
Close What the fuck? Is that the new Doctor Who news section music?
Apparently, Cryptid
It's
Paul.
Doctor Who news. Dun, 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 dun.
Apparently, Cryptid Paul's feeling bad to the bone today.
It's Halloween. Anything goes.
Yep.
So, last Sunday, another era came to an end with the final episode of Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's time on the show. It was a 90-minute special for the BBC 100 centenary celebrations that threw everything at the wall from
I can't
Daleks.
believe the BBC's almost as old as you.
Cunt. Everything.
I can't either.
Yeah.
So,
Daleks, Cybermen, the Master. We had return engagements for Unit. We had classic companions of the 5th and 7th Doctor, Tegan and Ace. Not to mention shock appearances. If you haven't watched this will be a surprise, by past Doctors Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, David Bradley, and Joe Martin's Fugitive Doctor. It was a bonkers caper that saw the Master. Played by
Paul
Sacha
McGann
Dhawan.
decided that he didn't want to wear what everyone else was wearing.
Yeah. No, well, you know, he had a more modern outfit. Everybody else doesn't.
I was going to say he's got a history of doing that, though, hasn't he? Like just turning up at places, going, "This is my costume as the
Yes,
Doctor,"
yeah, he did
and
that
people
at the
going,
convention.
"No, it isn't," and he's like, "Yeah, it is."
Yes, yeah.
So,
That's how that happened, yeah.
Yeah, the outfit that he wears on the cover of a lot of the Big Finish plays
Yeah,
is
the later.
basically what he chose
Yeah.
to show up as. So, the Master masquerading for not entirely clear reasons other than to dance to Boney M's Rah Rah Rasputin.
Why wouldn't you?
Rasputin uses the power of a sentient energy being disguised in the form of a child to steal the Doctor's identity, and it's up to the fam, led by Yaz, to bring her back.
It's a tough job to write and produce.
Fuck off.
But it is, though. It's a tough job to write and produce.
Basically, this was an episode that needed to tick all the boxes on a long shopping list. Celebratory special for the BBC. Yeah. Ongoing plots. Yeah. Wrap those up. Regeneration. Okay.
It needed to be good for the people who haven't enjoyed Jodie so far.
Yeah, and I think we had
Being good is apparently lower on the list of things it needed to be.
The title basically lays out, you know, what are we doing here? So what is the power of the Doctor? So I had to sort of sit down and have a think about this afterwards because I knew I was going to be talking about it today, and I think more so than any showrunner since the show came back in 2005. Chris Chibnall's interest over the last 5 years has basically been the subject of families. So you've got Yaz and her family, you've got Graham and Ryan and their slightly different dynamic.
No, it's me, Ryan. Look out! Oh no, I'm a boss actor, me.
He seems to be doing all right for himself because the reason he wasn't in this was he was off coining it in on a Netflix show.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be
as a superhero, basically. But that's a different thing entirely. There's the Doctor's previously unknown history as a foundling and adoptee, and then there's the extended found family of the Doctor and her companions. So basically, for the last 60 years, we've watched the Doctor traveling with a disparate array of people. So we've got school teachers, savage warriors, journalists, robots, scientists, soldiers. I'm sure you'll find when you when you listen back that you can hear me fine.
I don't think so. Looking at
that, the power of the Doctor is basically to take these people and time again teach them to step up and become heroes. The Doctor teaches us to never be cruel or cowardly, to never give up and never give in, to protect the weak or the innocent or the powerless, regardless of their creed, color, or race or gender identity. The Doctor stands for and can be any of us. The power of the Doctor is to make us bad to the bone.
I was trying to add a stinger and you kept talking.
The power of the Doctor is to make us the best versions of ourselves in all our relationships with friends and family and loved ones and the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you go back and re-watch these past 3 seasons and the specials, starting with The Woman Who Fell to Earth, that's what you're going to take away from it. Now you can gag in.
So
you can't.
For me, I mean, Jodie's not had the best run of episodes, has she? Let's face it. I think her best ones are going to be her first and her last. I think that Angels episode in the village, that was okay.
I really like Rosa. That was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I think she had a really tough role there because she had to play that part at the end where it's like
a blonde white woman in a story about race. Yeah, she's really got a lot to say.
It's like I've got to sit here. But she's got to play that part of I've got to sit here and do nothing while this shit is going on to make sure that time stays on track.
Yeah.
And that when you see something like that happening and your actual reaction is I need to do something about this, and that is a really tough thing to play with just basically facial expressions.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, it is. I mean, I don't really remember anything from her second series. I'd say the third series, Flux, the only episode that really stands out to me is the Angels one. There's not really much to her time in the time. And obviously, I don't blame that on her. I think she's actually done fantastic with the character. I just think she's not had much to play with. And yeah, obviously, the third season was impacted by the pandemic. But I feel that if she'd have been under Russell T or under Stephen Moffat, she would have had a lot more to play with. So... I don't know. Maybe she'll come back at some point for a multi-Doctor story in 10 years or whatever.
Cool.
Or
Big Finish.
Big Finish. That was my next point I was going to come to.
I guarantee. Right. So it's been announced that Jodie's going to the Gallifrey One convention in LA in February. I guarantee you, LobbyCon there will basically be Jason Hay-Gallery and Nicholas Briggs cornering her in the bar and basically saying, "We would like to discuss Big Finish with you."
Beg your pardon?
Yeah.
Look aside and look to this one.
Are we back? Are we back
Can
to
we trust you in a Big Finish, love?
Are we back to 69 again? Yeah. Oh, it's more. It comes across more like Jehovah's Witnesses, actually.
Show us your box sets. Come on.
Can we interest you in the works of Big Finish?
It's a Bard Kingdom
Brunel.
God.
But
I imagined it more as like the end of Iron Man 2.
Right.
Or like...
Jodie wants a bed.
No, it could be Iron Man 3.
Abort.
Whichever Iron Man
Abort.
had the stinger about the Avengers.
Iron Man 1.
Did it? What's that? What?
When Samuel L. Jackson comes in
Yeah.
and says, I'm
So,
in everything Disney, so do you want to be in something Disney with me?
So like just them sidling up and going, I want to talk to you about the Big Finish initiative.
Again, probably not the best thing to sidle to a woman and say.
No.
You should know that more than any of us, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, that's the, like, because presumably she'll just go, like, in this scenario in my head, she goes, hey, you're the guys who do all the audio books, and then they'll say it. So it doesn't come off as, so she has previous context.
I'm sure she's had these conversations before. She's worked with Nick Briggs many a time.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Oh, so she'd be like, hey, Nick Briggs, and he'll be like, hey, Jodie, where'd you go? And she'll be like, she'll be like, why are we talking to each other in full names?
Hello, Nick Briggs. Hello, Jodie, where'd you go?
Yeah.
I'm not the north and none of us speak like this.
Why are we talking to each other in full names?
Hello, Jodie. Let's be friends at the convention. Jason Hay Gallery, why are you speaking like that?
I've come to record your audio.
I'm genuinely looking forward to going back and rewatching Jodie's time, in a compressed sort of binge watch.
Yeah.
Because I do think that if you do that, it will actually come across as a lot better than maybe it came across in individual first watch.
We've been watching Black Mirror again recently, and we watched the episode, the entire history of you, and Jodie's in that.
Yeah, and I know I've seen that episode, and I completely blanked on it.
Yeah, there's so many
when I
people who've
watched
been in
it.
Doctor Who in that.
Yeah,
but weirdly, I realised that she's in that with Toby Kebbell, and so Doctor Who is married to Doctor Doom. Which was, it was an odd one to realise that, but yeah, no, it's good episode. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
The only sort of additional thing to sort of mention directly regarding the Power of the Daleks, the Power of the Daleks. No, not the animated Patrick Troughton story.
1966.
Yeah, the Power of the Doctor. The end was kind of the worst kept secret in Doctor Who.
I didn't know she was going to regenerate.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know. Didn't know anything about it. I just saw Ncuti Gatwa was just some bloke who they'd said, oh, he wants to be in Doctor Who one day. Yeah, he still hasn't been in Doctor Who.
Well, he's been in the teaser trailer, but yeah, Jodie regenerating into David Tennant, and David Tennant going, what?
No.
That
first things first, he said, I know these
teeth. Yes, but I pretty much
not exactly
called
I know
it.
your face, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was pretty much guaranteed that as soon as they announced that Rusty was going to be the new showrunner, and then David's coming back, we're going to get a what call back. What?
No, just the way that you said that, I in my head, like, I rewrote the scene, so it was just like David Tennant like going, what, and then just dropping to his knees and going, what? Like,
that's a bit more like Paul McGann. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
At what point did Paul McGann play the rugby tackling Alzheimer's patient from Scrubs?
1996.
Yes, Scrubs again. Come on.
Like that. I forgot that.
Yes. Fucking Scrubs cast coming soon. Just
the idea of Paul McGann's introduction as the Doctor being like, "Hey,
Dr. Cox speak Doctor Who."
Yeah, no, like the idea of like Unit finding the TARDIS by itself, going, "Oh, the Doctor's got to be in the area," and then just getting rugby tackled by Paul McGann screaming, "Who am I?" Like,
Just for the stats, the special scored 4.04 million viewers overnight rating. That's probably going to go up when the +7 stats are released, probably tomorrow. But for overnight, that's the fourth best show for that day. That's behind Strictly Antiques Roadshow and the News.
Behind Antiques Roadshow.
Antiques Roadshow 100, so a centenary special as well.
All these things that were made when the BBC came out. Paul.
I'll be honest, can't watch Antiques Roadshow anymore without thinking about Mad Eye movies.
Do you want to talk about something that is actually as old as me?
Shots fired.
Yeah, you're not coming back.
Paul, you're off the show.
Andy's been here more times than you have, pal.
Yes.
Cryptid Paul, do you have anything to say about this?
Oh my god.
very quiet reactions. Huh?
I love it. Oh, God.
He's reversing again.
Why is Cryptid Paul binging?
Paul's lost.
He's reversing again.
Anyway, so go on, Paul. Tell us about something that's almost as old as you.
Well, almost as soon as the Power of the Doctor had aired, we're into the next era, and it's like we can't move for new information about the new episodes that we're going to have to wait 13 months to see David Tennant as the 14th. Yes, they have basically said November.
Are we not getting a Christmas or New Year special? That fucking shit.
I thought you were going to say 13
Give
years.
us McGann in his own one-off special.
Yeah, they have released and it's across all the social networking stuff now for the official Doctor Who, the new old logo. So basically, they've reworked the classic season 11 to season 17 Diamond logo for the Diamond year. So yeah, that season 11. That's my birth story for Doctor Who is the Time Warrior, the first story of season 11. So that logo is same age as me.
Ooh,
Old bastard.
Yeah. It's interesting. They've tweaked it a little bit. It's not like they've just sort of stenciled round the logo and
What
then
year
made
was
it a bit.
that?
1974.
74, 80.
Sorry, mate, that was cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. Very cheap.
I will say, like, speaking of this and talking about, like, obviously different generations watching Doctor Who and stuff. I watched it with Connor when he came over, and, like, he's going through, like, a big Doctor Who phase again. Mm-hmm. Like, to the point where, like, because I keep forgetting to go back and watch Flux. I haven't seen that.
Watch what?
Flux, yeah, I've not seen
Flux,
that.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
Doctor Who in Liverpool.
So I haven't seen
Doctor
that.
Who in Liverpool.
Right, yeah.
But Connor has,
Forgot
so
about
he spent half the episode going, "Hey, this is from that, like telling me where everything was from." I'm like, this is weird. Like normally, like this is such a strange role reversal. Now it comes at the same time when, I was talking to, like, I keep forgetting like how old you'll have this, seeing as your Elise is now 15.
I can relate to this as well, because when Joshua and I went and did the Whoville convention in September, because Joshua is now doing all this fan audio stuff.
Yeah.
I come down. He darts off to find some mates, and I come down, and he's yakking to his mates in the hotel bar, and it's like I'm getting introduced as Joshua's dad, not the other way around, where it's like, this is my son Joshua.
Be introducing him as your dad.
I was getting to that, but so it is very much a role reversal thing. I absolutely get that.
No, I am feeling old today though, because as Amara mentioned, it is my daughter's 15th birthday today.
Yeah, and our Joshua is 16 in a couple of weeks.
It's not a fucking competition.
But yeah, Connor's 13, and the reason I realised
I win.
So many teenagers.
The reason I realize, like, I'm getting to a point where I'm realizing how old he is was the fact that we were talking about him being in school when we stopped off at my mum's and we're talking to Abby and my sister, which she's been on the show before, and she
Long
did
time ago,
and she did YouTube shit for us a while back as well. And we were talking about his schooling, and he's like, "I'm in year 9." I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, like, fucking hell, he's almost doing his GCSEs at this point.
Yeah.
And the other reason was, and this is going to be like a proper left turn. My granny died, right? Yeah. So my not the one that the grandma that I live with.
I was going to say.
Yeah. I'd be a bit more like distraught about it if that was the case. This is my.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my dad's mum, the one that we don't really see much of his side of the family since he died. Like going back to like our very first Christmas special when we talked about that.
So we'll be getting to that again next month. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
But basically, in her will, she left us all some money, and she left Connor some money as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so me and my brother were talking about putting it in one of those accounts where it'll like just develop interest until he gets to a certain age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we'll set it till he's 18 for when he's 18, and then I realized that's only in 5 years. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe put it for when he's 21.
Yeah, my kid was. I was talking to her a little
Fucking
while ago, and
ridiculous.
she was saying about learning to drive. And welcome to Oldcast now, by the way. Yeah, so she was talking about learning to drive, and she was just like, "So does that mean you're going to get me a car?" And I was just like, "Can't even get me own fucking car right now, so no."
Yeah. Attack of the 50-foot pensioners.
I literally 2 Sundays ago went for a pint with my daughter. A legal pint.
I know.
Jesus.
It's bonkers when they get to the point where they can actually buy.
I was
you
buzzing. I
drinks.
was like, fuck
Yeah,
off,
it's
you know what
brilliant.
you're doing with me now.
Oh, it's absolutely
Yo.
brilliant. I love it. Yeah.
It's all right.
One
year-
down.
Next year, I can send it into the petrol station to pay while I'm filling the car up. So that's one thing.
I've only got one left now who isn't old. Well, admittedly, Joshua would probably be able to go up to the bar and not get carded.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair.
And I hadn't seen him for a while, because obviously pandemic and everything like that. I hadn't seen him for a while, but it was at Mark's birthday last,
Yeah.
was it last year. Yeah, it was last year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen Joshua in so long, and this like 7 foot tall lad comes up to me and goes, "Hiya, Mike, how are you?" And I remember him being like,
And it's like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck
know.
the other.
and I remember him being like, "Hey, Mike, let's watch this on the telly." And I'm just like, "Yeah, mate, yeah." And I was just like, "Move out the way, you cunt." And I was just like, "All right, fucking hell."
Everybody was amazed at how tall he is.
I know, he's taller than me, yeah.
Yeah, he's not quite taller than me still. Just. Yes. Not competitive at all.
What other news have you got? Come
One
on.
last bit of Doctor Who news. The other big announcement they made was that worldwide distribution of Doctor Who outside of the UK and Ireland will be on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Yeah, so this means, for example, that for the first time in Australia in 50 years, it won't be on the ABC. Yeah. There's a lot of people in Australia who are like rather sad because it's like, we're not going to be able to watch Doctor Who for free anymore. We are actually going to have to pay for this shit.
Oh, mate, I don't want to watch this on the Disney Plus there. What
What
from
the
Boomerang?
fuck was
I
that?
don't know. I tried to do an Australian accent and it went weird.
Strafe!
Crikey!
Crikey!
There you go. Danger. That's the one. That's where
That's
they go.
not a knife. That's not an Australian accent.
Fuck off.
That's an
Back
Australian
off,
accent.
Paul. You fucking cunt, you.
You big drongo, you. Oh,
Bouncer. I don't know. Henry forgot the
Aren't
eggs.
we a bit
You're
late
big.
for neighbours gags?
This bastard is
No.
a kiln.
But yeah, it's interesting to. I mean, it is literally a distribution deal. I know
Yeah.
what the Daily Tory graph.
friend of ours
wants,
was panicking.
seems to want to think that. Oh no, this is going to give Disney control over Doctor Who. No, Sony have got control over Doctor Who because they own Bad Wolf
And I'm
Productions, who are making it for the BBC.
I'm surprised that-
Disney, they're just putting some money in
Yeah.
so that they can show it
The way I-
everywhere.
As our friend Tom
Yeah.
was very, very worried about this, and I said to him, "Look, it's the same deal that Netflix have had. You know, it's,
Yeah,
we
but
go to
same
Netflix and you see the-
deal that
Yeah.
BBC America had,
Yeah,
and
it's
and
exactly
all
the
this-
same.
yeah.
It's just a distribution thing. It's not a production deal.
And it's a worldwide deal, though, rather than okay, we'll sell a bit to this this company in this country, and we'll sell a bit.
Which is going to be so much easier when we come to find the missing episodes.
because Disney Plus are worldwide now.
Yeah.
They can just basically put it on everywhere, and we don't have to worry about that.
we will
shit.
beam it to your eyeballs directly.
Yes,
are
we shall
Disney.
we shall transmit it directly to your brain by the Disney Plus implant.
You have to, yeah, little fucking Mickey Mouse ears implanted into your head.
But yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of keep ourselves occupied, Doctor Who wise, for another 13 months.
Oh no!
But
How will we cope?
How will we cope?
If
I don't
only
know.
there were a myriad of comics and audios and books and
DVDs
games
and Blu-rays
DVDs and, yeah,
and,
Blu-rays.
and
and
Take you 13 months to watch it all.
fucking
Anyway.
museum
I-
experience.
I don't know.
do that.
To be fair, it's taken me about 8 years to get to Colin Baker
do you
from
know
the
how many
last time I
episodes there are?
started watching from the beginning.
Not a
So
clue.
How many episodes in total are we up to on Doctor Who now?
800 and something, I want to say.
So yeah, might take you a little bit more than 13 months, depending on how many you watch.
I'm sure I saw somebody on Twitter worked it out that if you watched like 1 episode a day during the week and 2 on weekends, you might be able to manage it.
Someone's got far too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know somebody who we know who had far too much time on their hands during the last big anniversary and still hasn't published the 3rd book about it.
I know who you're talking about there.
Hello, Toby. We're talking about you. Are your ears burning?
Right. Okay. Well, go on. Have you got something else?
I was just going to say, well, if there isn't a New Year's special coming out, do you know what we should record?
A Doctor Who.
Yeah, we should make one.
We should call it Small Endings.
Yes. We'll just like improvise it. Like we'll make points, but we'll
What's that?
improvise it. Like
About doing an audio play, you say? Audio production with an audience. Why? Maybe we'll talk about that later. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. But we've got other things to talk about first. We've got movie news to finally get to. So let's do that.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
Yeah, we can definitely cut that one down.
Yeah.
so by the way, speaking of the sounders, I finally got my PC fixed, so I can make shorter sounders now.
Oh, okay.
So hooray!
Right.
I just need to figure out because.
This is probably something to talk about later.
Yeah.
Not like in the middle of the show.
Well, I was gonna do one of your things and vent a second, but it's fine.
I'm the angry one.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll talk to you about it later. So
You
if anyone,
fucking won't.
yeah, fucking will. So if anyone hears me yelling about Microsoft later, you
We'll
know
talk
why.
about it in the car on the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're driving them home.
Yeah.
Have an argument in the car.
No.
Okay. So the big news that came out this month is that DC have finally found their version of Kevin Feige.
Again.
Now, we talked about it a little while back that there was a guy called Dan Lin who'd been lined up for the role. Those talks fell through. It's been now officially announced that there will be co-CEOs of what is now known as DC Studios.
Was he hidden under the-
Overseeing
Who?
the DC universe. Stop me if any of this sounds familiar.
Where did they get the name DC Studios from?
Probably due to the studio that handles DC properties. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to take a wild
That
guess.
doesn't sound anything like anything else.
No.
Does it?
So that is now being headed up by James Gunn, who is the director of, obviously, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and the Suicide Squad movie. Or when I say that, I'm calling the Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad.
Peacemaker.
The good one. He obviously directed that for DC. And a guy called Peter Safran, who has previously worked with James Gunn on, obviously, Suicide Squad. He's got experience in the DC universe, having worked on Aquaman and the Peacemaker series. And he's James Wan's right-hand man. He's worked on a lot of the Conjuring movies as well.
Oh, that's more your sort of jam then.
So he knows how to do because those movies do have a fairly cohesive timeline, as it were. We'll talk about timelines later.
I was going to say.
So naturally this means the following Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Guardians 3, that will be the end of James Gunn's association with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
For now.
For now. And he's going to be taking everything that he's learned from Kevin Feige and applying that to DC. And obviously,
I have sucked all the information out of Kevin Feige's brain, and I
would
shall now apply it to
I
would-
DC.
Excuse me, he sucked what?
Everything.
Everything.
he
Out
put a
of
USB
Kevin
stick
Feige's
in
brain.
Kevin.
Yeah.
And then...
Yes, wasn't that brilliant?
yes.
She-Hulk.
Yes.
KVO.
So, I mean, I don't think this can be considered a spoiler now, considering the fact that it came out before the movie was even released, and the fact that The Rock won't shut up about it. But Henry Cavill returned as Superman in Black Adam.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
I've not seen it. Kath and Joshua
With or
did,
without the
but
Just go on.
they were very good about not spoiling stuff for me.
Well, he's the post-credits clip.
Yeah, I
The Rock
kind of
won't
guessed.
shut up about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So.
With
But
or
then again,
without
this
the
is the same guy
mustache.
who ruined the fact that he was in DC Superhero Pets as well. So,
Did he have a mustache or not?
no mustache this time round. So he's going to be returning as Superman, potentially in multiple projects, assuming there's going to be a
This will be
solo
why he's
movie.
not doing season 4 of The Witcher.
I was about to say that. Yeah. So
Henry Cavill regenerating into Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, well, it's a Hemsworth. It's one of them anyway.
Yeah.
One of the lesser ones.
So Superman turning into relative of Thor.
So moving forward, they both James Gunn and Peter Safran will be heading up all of DC. So that will include live action movies, TV series, and animation, presumably trying to get them all under the same universal banner, same as Marvel are doing now. The only things that will continue outside of this banner are a sequel to Matt Reeves' The Batman movie and the upcoming Joker sequel as well. But everything else will be in-house now.
Fully adieu.
So, yeah. So we mentioned Henry Cavill returning as Superman. Obviously, there was the big return that was announced just a few days after the last show. Hugh Jackman is back as Wolverine. He's going to be returning.
I will always love you.
You love giving me clips in this intro, don't you? Oh my God! It's just it's a cavalcade of riches sometimes.
It's what I'm here for.
It's an embarrassment of riches sometimes, especially mostly for you. So he's going to be returning in Deadpool 3. He announced it in a video with Ryan Reynolds.
You know what I want the plot to be? Deadpool and Wolverine
by a football club in Wales.
Yes, and basically, yeah, we've had this conversation. Basically, it's X-Men meets Ted Lasso.
Meets Always Sunny.
That's what I want Deadpool 3 to be.
Well, apparently they talked about it a while ago, and the original plan for Deadpool 3, before Marvel bought Fox and everything like that, was they wanted Deadpool and Logan to team up for a road trip movie. So perhaps that will.
Funnily enough,
still
that was
continue on over
exactly what I was about to suggest, like as a plot.
Yeah, there was I forget what the original plan for Deadpool 2 was released this week. That Ryan Reynolds was talking about it, and I can't remember exactly what it was supposed to be.
Just runs into Logan. He's like, "I need your help." Like, why? I need to go to Saskatchewan.
Well,
why? Come here. And then just makes him come with him.
I think the original plan for Deadpool 2 was something like Deadpool needed to go and queue up for America's Got Talent or something like that. That was literally the entire plot of it until it got changed. It was something stupid like that. But he was like, there's no way we can do that for 2 hours. And yeah.
I mean, they could.
Yeah, well, yeah. Also returning to Marvel is the character of Thunderbolt Ross. But Mike, I hear you cry.
He died.
But Mike, I hear you cry.
Mark!
Right, yes, I hear you all. William Hurt has passed away. You're very right. How can he return? Well, they're recasting, because they won't do that for Black Panther, but they will do it for William Hurt.
He's not really dead.
He died? Oh, pity she's not here. Yeah, William Hurt died. So they are recasting Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross with their promising up-and-coming newcomer, 80-year-old Harrison Ford. Yeah, apparently
in his wheelchair.
Yeah. He's going to appear in Captain America: The New World Order and potentially the upcoming Thunderbolts movie as well.
Well, it does kind of make sense that if you're going to do the Thunderbolts, you want Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And apparently he's responded to his casting by going, get off my plane. Ovaltine. Yeah.
Where's my dad?
Literally get off my plane, and as much as don't make me crash another fucking one.
Yeah.
Seriously, keep the man away from doors and planes. Whatever you can do, just keep the man alive while he films this fucking movie.
That's the problem. Like every single time, Sean Connery's like, "Where's that plane?" And then Harrison Ford's like, "Here it is!" Bang.
He's fucking crashing. He's like, "Oh no, my boy died! My boy died!" And he climbs up behind him. Because literally, he crashes a plane in Indiana Jones 3, for fuck's sake. Even when he's scripted, he can't keep the planes in the fucking air.
He crashes the plane. Sean Connery turns up. He's like, "Oh no, my son!" And then he skateboards away to become a vet.
What? Sean Connery skateboards away?
Yeah.
I can, my dudes. Come on.
Have you not seen that's his last role?
Cowabunga.
Like that's Sean Connery's last role that he ever did.
Cartoon Nights.
That fucking cartoon where he's the old vet that skateboards
like
or some shit.
Yeah. Bollocks like that. Yeah.
It's like animated really fucking shittily.
Yeah. Well, speaking of we're going from Harrison Ford.
We're
going from Han Solo over to his son. So yeah, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, has apparently met with Marvel Studios for potentially a role in the Fantastic Four movie, either as Reed Richards or Doctor Doom.
There's only one of those that I can actually realistically see him as for some reason.
I wonder why that might be, because he had his face in a helmet for the last couple of movies.
I'll be honest, I don't see him as either.
I don't either. I really do. I don't see him as Mr. Fantastic at all.
No.
No. I mean, Doctor Doom could work, but again, as I say, he's just spent a trilogy with his face banned.
I reckon they go proper fucking curveball and cast him as the Thing.
No.
That'd just be weird.
I want Seth Rogen as the Thing. I really do. I think that would be amazing as have Seth Rogen as the Thing. But yeah, so it remains to be seen. You never know. He could end up being fucking Mole Man for all we know. You know what I mean?
They cast him as...
No. You know who you cast him as? Willie Lumpkin.
The fucking postman.
The fucking postman.
Boy, Spider friends, I was the postman in those fantastic Four movies directed by Tim Story. Oh boy, Spider friends, here's a fucking piece of post. Yeah, that'll do. And then in the next movie, I played myself, but they wouldn't let me into the wedding. No, even though I invented the characters. Motherfucker.
They cast him as
What? I don't know what
they
I'm doing.
cast him as the robot.
The robot. Oh, Herbie.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan Lee.
I
No.
am a robot
No,
now, even
Adam-
though I'm dead.
No, Adam Driver.
Excelsior.
Cast Adam Driver as Herbie.
The Love
Well,
Bug.
I was going to say, can't cast him as a VW Beetle.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
Bumblebee.
fuck. Fuck. That reminds. I was gonna.
More than me.
I was gonna look up and see if the Herbie
The
movie.
sky is falling.
No. to see if the Herbie movies were on any streaming service, because the other day I
Yeah,
just
the
got
Herbie. Yeah, they're all on Disney Plus.
They're all
Apart
on
from
Disney
the
Plus.
Bruce
Ah.
Campbell one. It's
Right.
not there.
because I got the urge to
not
watch.
Isn't he in
He's not in Fully Loaded. No, he's in a remake of The Love Bug.
Oh, yes, he is.
I got the urge
Oh, that
to
surprises
watch
me.
the one with the kid that's like calling him Ocho.
No, that's Herbie Goes Bananas.
That's the one
Where
I do
at the end
remember
the
watching on
dude's like,
VHS.
why do you call him 8? He's clearly has the numbers 5 and 3, and the kid's like, because that adds up to 8, you dumb twat. And then
Because
Disney.
because maths.
yeah.
Fuck, oh, imagine
And
if
then
you
they all
had
go-
69.
And,
yeah.
and,
so
then they
number,
all go,
come
ha
on.
ha ha, yeah, and freeze frame, and then it's the fucking credits. Like, that's the only thing I remember about that film.
I do like the Bruce Campbell. I don't know if anyone's seen the Bruce Campbell movie of Herbie. No.
No.
Have you not seen
Maybe?
it? So Bruce Campbell plays the guy who I think he either finds Herbie in a shed or he buys him or something like that. And it's literally a remake of The Love Bug, exactly, except there's a little bit of a change because there's an evil Herbie in it as well. that is owned by John Hanna.
It's
For some reason.
It's
Now you've said it,
Kit
yeah, I've seen
versus
that.
Car.
I was about to make the same.
Yeah,
It's
it
Kit
is.
versus
It
Car.
literally is. And then because Herbie gets kidnapped by a scientist, and John Hanna forces him to make an evil version of Herbie. I'm not even making this up. This is genuinely true.
Does evil
this sounds
Herbie
like
have the voice of Optimus Prime?
Let me,
This sounds like the most amazing movie ever.
Because what was his name? Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen was the voice of Car on Knight Rider, the evil Kit.
let me see if I can find out.
You know what would be great if it was Frank Herbert as the voice of evil.
Frank
evil.
Herbert from Dune,
Yeah.
the guy who.
Yeah.
Love Big remake.
No, fucking
I really don't want to be looking at your
Frank Welker
search
is who I
results
meant.
here.
You love it.
Frank Welker is who I meant. Megatron.
1997.
Oh yeah.
Fuck me.
We're still getting
Okay.
sass from the
there we go.
audience.
He's not Herbie the Love Bug. He's Horace the Hate Bug. Using the magical ingredients of a picture of Simon along with Herbie's key. That's how he's made.
On the side of the bug, instead of having the numbers 53, it has H8.
Oh god, that's fucking. And then at the end, the original guy from the first Love Bug movie, he comes back and he sees the Herbie car now, and Bruce Campbell's like, "What the fuck are you looking at me car for?" And he's just like, "Well, I know this car. I've got a history with him. He's fantastic. He's a magical car. Look after him." And Bruce Campbell's like, "No," and chops it off with a chainsaw, or maybe just in the version that I
Yeah.
built.
You know what? To be fair,
And then
I-
Brum
I-
drives.
It's Halloween. He can just
And then
whatever he
Brum
wants.
drives past.
I just I watched a movie recently that had a really good.
Really? A movie?
Yeah, I know you don't watch them.
I do. It's the previous host of this body that doesn't.
Really, really good callback along that line. I watched Uncharted recently,
Oh.
and there's a.
It was very much charted. I didn't get it.
You know, sort of towards the beginning of the final act, the you have this sequence where
Spoilers.
they walk out of the sea and they meet this guy on the beach.
It's me, Sean Connery. Hello, I'm sexy.
And it's like, what happened to you? And this guy asks, what happened to you? Oh, we fell out of a plane without a parachute.
Something mango tree, my honey and me.
And he's like, oh yeah, that happened to me once. And of course, it's Nolan North who's
Of course, yeah.
who is the voice from the games, and it's like, oh, that was really quite nice. I like things like that when they're done well.
Well, I was talking about what's his face
Again,
Kylo Ren.
I misheard, and I thought you said it was Norm of the North. You know that polar bear, like fucking.
That would have been an odd.
You made that up.
No,
that's true. That is a cartoon.
It's a
Really?
Polar bear, yeah, Norm of the North.
Apparently, there's some weird thing going off with the Twitter, with the Norm of the North's official Twitter now, where it's gone fucking weird, and it's like the Twitter account that promotes the movie has all of a sudden gone weird, and it's like Norm texting, "They've got me trapped in the studio.
Before we started the show, I said let's kind of plow through the movie news so we can get to the other stuff we've got to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway,
Norm of the North. I was talking about Kylo Ren. We're going to move on to a fellow Star Wars alumnus, Liam Neeson, who don't know if you saw the Tales of the Jedi animated series that's just dropped on Disney Plus. But that young Liam Neeson is fucking weird. I don't know. It's creepy. I could tell it was him straight away, but it's weird. Anyway, so Liam Neeson, that well-known famed comedian, has been announced as the lead of the reboot of the Naked Gun franchise.
Reboot?
Yeah, it's all going to be on chips.
it's on a boat now.
Yeah. He's going to be playing Frank Drebin Jr. in the new Naked Gun movie. The son of Leslie Nielsen is Liam Neeson, apparently. I had originally written a joke for this section about what he's going to be doing, but I realised I probably shouldn't say it, so I'm not going to now. But just look up Liam Neeson runs around Ireland, and you may know the joke that I was looking to make. So, and it's this movie's going to be written by the team behind the Chip and Dale movie, so I've got high hopes for it. That's how you make a joke without ever saying a fucking word.
I wonder if
you got something to say?
I was just gonna say, I wonder if like they're gonna take the approach that instead of like Liam Neeson like making the jokes like Leslie Nielsen.
God, OJ was the fucking sidekick in those movies, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Shit.
Yeah. So what they'll probably do is they'll reframe it so the comedy's all around the character, and the character's like the straight man of it. That's the only thing I can think of. I really hope that they don't like continue the trend of doing that.
The original Naked Gun movies, Liam Neeson was the straight man. He was a very fucking stupid straight man, but he was a straight man.
Am I?
Yeah, it was
You
all just
mean
absurd.
Leslie Nielsen?
What did I say?
Liam Neeson.
Well, either way.
No, you said Liam Neeson was in the old movies.
Well, either way, maybe he was. We don't know. We weren't there. Maybe
Oh,
he stood
was
in the
he?
background going, Dad! 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 Can't hear it. Dad! No, I can't hear it.
Dude, you might want to check the audio levels for that.
Yeah, that's going to have clipped to fuck.
For anyone listening at home that just got deafened, we're sorry.
Tell
For
your dad.
anyone
We're so
here,
sorry.
we're
so
sorry.
fucking sorry.
Yeah, tell your dad. I was looking for him.
I can't. He's
Carry
dead.
on. Do
Tell him I'm gonna have a heart attack.
you want to skip to the important story?
Yeah, there's not.
Tie a message to a balloon and just.
The only other good movie news stories that I had was they're making a new Silent Hill 2 to replace the old Silent Hill 2, which was crap.
It's called Silent Hills.
No, it's just called Silent Hill 2, basically. Oh, no, I think it's called Return to Silent Hill. Yeah, Return to Silent Hill. Christoph Gans, who directed
The silentening.
Yeah, it's more silence. So he's coming back. This is because Konami have revamped the franchise. They're remaking the second movie. They're doing more games. Second game.
It's called Silent Hill 2.
And the Cloverfield is coming back as well. They're making a new Cloverfield movie, which will be tied in to the actual universe proper, as opposed to 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Paradox, which were originally written as separate movies and then shoehorned into the franchise.
Because you'll know this. Has Josh done a Cloverfield timeline?
I believe he has.
Because I mean, I've only ever seen the first one.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how the others kind of tie in, other than
tangentially.
because obviously they have nothing to do with a fucking a fucking kaiju.
Yes, they do.
Destroying New York.
Watch Cloverfield Paradox, and you will find out.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Isn't that the one that you were like, oh, it was shit?
What's that?
Well, wasn't Cloverfield Paradox the one that you said was rubbish?
It's okay. It's not. It's the weakest of the three.
Is it like more of a it's forgettable type thing?
It's, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
I remember saying I haven't watched it, and you going, you're not missed much.
Well, speaking of Josh, as you just mentioned there,
that was entirely deliberate.
Okay. This leads us into my last news story that we've got here, and that is Josh Spiegel of Movie Timelines, friends of the show. He has announced that, over the last 6 years that he spent on that channel chronicling the continuities of various series.
Interesting spelling of chronicling.
Shut up. Seeing how well they fit together.
See, it's underlined in red. It's telling you that you've spelled it wrong.
You know how I wasn't allowed to interrupt you? I'm giving this guy a fucking plug on the show. You know what I mean? So he spent the last 6 years on the channel seeing how well movie timelines fit together. And one of the timelines, the series that he's done is the Amityville movies.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you know anything about the Amityville series, but obviously there was the original movies, and then there was that remake with Ryan Reynolds and what have you. Well, that's based on the original Amityville haunting.
Yeah.
The thing is with Amityville, because it's the name of a place, any old fucker can make a movie and call it Amityville whatever. It's like I could make a movie and call it the Liverpool Slasher, and I could do it because Liverpool's just the name of a place.
Yes.
So any movie that takes place in Amityville can be called Amityville whatever.
The Amityville Pints of Milk.
Even though at this point there's been tons of movies
Werewolves
called...
versus Amityville.
Yeah, that's probably one. At this point, there's been movies called Amityville whatever that aren't even set in Amityville. It's just in the title, and anyone can use it because it's not copyrighted. Well, Josh has covered the Amityville movies once, twice, and now I think three times.
3 times a lady.
3 times he's done Amityville timelines because obviously more movies come out.
The charm.
He is, and so what he's decided is that if you can't beat them, join them. So Josh has announced an Indiegogo campaign for a movie called The Last Amityville Movie. And he's going to be, and in the movie it is written so that every single Amityville movie up to this point, regardless of whether they were part of the original franchise or not, is technically considered canon, and he's written it in such a way that anything else that comes afterwards cannot be considered canon. So it will be the definitive last Amityville movie.
So he's literally writing the end of his timeline.
Yes.
And then when he has to do new movies, he's just going to have to add in extra bits for Timeline 2.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's giving himself more work.
He's basically doing this to make his life easier in the future.
Well, yeah. Well, Josh, as I say, the Indiegogo is live now, and if you want to spare anything, even just something as little as $1, you can contribute to the campaign.
We will tweet the links and stuff.
Yeah, I think I've already done it. But if you want to visit that, it's igg.me/at/the-last-Amityville. And you can donate there. And there's a good number of tiers there. You can just get your name in the credits, or name in the credits, a copy of the movie, T-shirts. He can send you a signed copy of his first movie, The Complex, which we discussed when I had him on the show last time, and what have you. And
convince him to have one of the characters listening to our podcast.
There may be a 50-Foot Nerds reference in that show. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? I'm not allowed to say anything else at this point. But So
in Warrington.
What's that?
In Warrington.
Well, I don't know. We'll
just checking.
We'll just have to wait and see. But Josh,
that'd be like seeing as Josh is American. It'd be a big fucking jump for him to go. Oh, by the way, I'm setting the Amityville film in Warrington.
Amityville twinned with Warrington.
At this point, you could literally have the Amityville Geek Retreat, and it would be as valid a movie as anything else. So
that's what we do. That's what we've got to like. If he when he successfully funds it.
Yeah. Which he will. He's very close.
Oh, yeah.
He's very close.
He will. You just send him a message going, by the way, consider this, and then just write a fucking short that we filmed here.
Well, he knows enough what he's doing with the movie at this point and stuff. I could tell you so much more about this movie at this point. I'm not allowed to, though. That's the thing. But Josh has very kindly, because we are episode the Halloween episode of 50 Foot Nerds, and obviously he is Mr. Movie Timelines, Mr. Horror Timelines. He's kindly recorded a number of talking points for us. So
he's recorded a sexy video.
Well,
69.
he's a very handsome man, so you know. So let's just take a little look and see what Josh wants us to talk about then, shall we?
Alrighty, guys. Here are your topics of discussion. Topic number 1. What is the best decade for horror?
Oh, right. Okay. The best decade for horror. I mean, I think the obvious one is to go for the 80s, because it was realistically the rise of special effects. Obviously, then it's also the decade where any fucker who owned a video camera could make a movie. So, and there's some shit that come out in the fucking 80s. I mean, Josh will tell you he's doing a series called The 80s Project, where he watches every single movie that came out, every single horror movie that came out in the 1980s.
Oh God, he's going to be at it for years.
He thinks he could be done in about a year.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got everything planned out as best he can.
fair enough.
I would heartily disagree. Because
2000s.
2000s, why?
No, that was
Because Cloverfield came out in 2005.
that was me throwing out a random date. I don't have a reason.
the 70s would be my choice.
Okay.
Halloween, Exorcist.
Dawn of the Dead.
There are so many.
The Thing.
It's
Thing.
where what came later began.
Yeah.
So I think the 70s as the dawn of the horror renaissance is far more important.
See, for me, I think it may very well be the 80s, because I mean, you had. I know as much as like Tom Savini was knocking around from like Dawn of the Dead and everything like that. When you get to like Friday the 13th, when you get to your Hellraisers and everything like that, everything just gets more vivid, and you're able to do so much more. I mean, I've always likened horror movies to magic tricks. You know what I mean? It's you know, he's not really sawing a lady in half. You know, so it's what can you get away with, and I think that's where they really hit their stride with. Okay, we can run this dude over in the car and watch his head explode, but it's not really his head. It's a watermelon. And that's Toxic Avenger.
Like,
I've been watching a lot of horror this month for Halloween
Obvious
month.
reasons.
You know what? What did I watch? Scanners.
Oh yes,
Scanners.
okay.
The exploding head in Scanners is just amazing,
Still holds up,
and because I was reading about it, and it basically the explosive that they put into the fake head wouldn't work, so they shoved a shotgun up its neck and pulled the trigger, and that's how they got that exploding head effect.
That's great. I mean, great effect. I mean, The Thing is probably one of the pinnacles of special effects.
Love The Thing. Love The Thing.
Absolutely. I mean that the heart attack scene. You know what I mean? That still gets me every single time. Every single time. And you know the spider head running away and everything like that. It's fantastic. It's like we were watching Black Mirror recently, and there's an episode with Wyatt Russell, Kate Russell's son, in it. And there's a moment in the episode. Yeah, there's a moment in the episode where there's a giant spider leads up to him, and it's got a human face, and he just goes, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And it's a great. Obviously, it's not Kate Russell who says that in the movie, but you know, it's obviously one of Kate Russell's biggest movies.
Yeah. But it also depends on like what specific niche of horror is your go-to, I guess, as well. Like, because obviously there's the special effects, but
I mean,
like
the 70s was the rise of the slasher with obviously Halloween and Texas Chainsaw. Then you get to the 80s, which is the rise of gore.
Yep.
And obviously
I was gonna
Jason
say, there's a
turned
lot
up.
of,
But
like,
then there
I
are
was gonna
some
say there's a lot
there
of-
are some people who would probably go for the sort of 30s and 40s. So the Universal horror movies, so
Yeah.
Dracula,
Without those,
Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman.
Paul, you'll have been there in the 1910s when the train coming towards the camera was first come out. You know what I mean? They were tying people to train tracks.
Seriously, some of the German expressionist cinema of the 1920s, so the Golem, Nosferatu. There are arguments for lots of different.
Hell, I mean, the 90s, everything kind of got a bit more cynical in the 90s because of grunge and all that kind of bollocks. But then that gave us Scream and New Nightmare.
That's
great.
I love New Nightmare. I really rate New Nightmare.
Was that? Yeah, yeah. It's a deconstruction of the slasher genre. Which
Well, that's
then led to everything else that came.
Funnily
out.
enough, speaking of Grudge, like that was specifically what I was thinking of. Was more like because obviously we're thinking a lot of like the Western kind of cinema, and then you've got like the more psychological kind of like or
the
supernatural
2000s
shit,
was the
like,
rise of J horror essentially to the West.
Well, we were talking about this on the last show at the Anime Con.
Yeah.
And I
obviously had like The Ring and Grudge and everything like that come to the
big
West.
fat Dark Water and all that shit. Yeah, really big fan of that.
So there's a load of like fucking weird indie shit. Like there's one that came out fairly recently that's quite good. That's I've seen bits of that my mate Jay like recommended to me. It's like this Polish film, and it's all like
it's not old people, is it? Because we watched that.
No, it's all black and white, and it's like got these weird like fucking golems made out of farm equipment and shit. It's like proper creepy.
Right.
Like it's strange.
Okay. Well,
but
so
I mean, think I would.
I'm going to say the 80s then.
I was going to say that's probably going to be my go-to, just because like the main thing that draws me is like that weird sort of abstract like body horror kind of shit. You know, like the Cronenberg
like The
type
Fly.
stuff. Yeah,
it's a fantastic
like,
movie.
Videodrome.
Yes. I mean, we've mentioned Cronenberg a good
Eraserhead.
few times. Yeah. So I'm going to say the 80s then. Don't know about you.
I'll stick with the 70s for my choice. Though.
All right. Okay. Let's see what else he's got for us then. Go on, Josh. Nope. Oh no. Sorry.
Oh no. The
Josh,
show's starting
Play
again.
that at the beginning, did you?
Stop singing, Josh. Stop singing. That'll teach me to press the space bar to unmute them.
Topic number 2.
Okay.
Can jump scares be good?
Can jump scares be good?
Yeah, hell yeah. Jump scares can be good if they're done well.
If they're not overused, yeah, certainly. I mean, Independence Day, which part? Oh, the alien when it bursts open in the when he comes to the window. See, that never gets me. It's the bit where they're doing the autopsy and they're going down with the scalpel and he goes poosh and blasts over. Even though I know exactly where it's going to hit every time because the little tiny notch in the helmet thing, I know exactly where it's going to be, but it gets me every time. What's that?
With Independence Day not being a horror as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's when a jump scare comes in a movie where you're not expecting it. Then obviously, that's great. But I mean, there's certain jump scares for me which don't work, and I don't know whether it's because I've seen it so many times. But Evil Dead 1, when it just instantly cuts to the blender going. I don't know if you remember. There's a moment where they're like, everything's all tense and that, and then all of a sudden there's a blender right in front of you on the screen. They're making a red smoothie because blood, and that never works for me. But like, I mean, there's other movies where like cats will jump out of the dark and stuff like that. I hate stuff like that.
Yeah, like the fake out ones are a bit like
fake out ones piss me off. Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is,
like,
up to the modern day, jump scares have got to the point where, because we know it's an important part of the horror language, we're expecting them. So I mean, this was a point I was kind of making again when we were
at
the
kind of goes to Jay's point. So you're not expecting it in a movie like Independence Day.
Yeah.
So that's why they're effective.
Well, the thing is, you know what to expect from the way they cut it, but also the way the music.
Yeah,
it tends to telegraph these things
ahead
of time. It's like, oh my God, here comes something scary.
Yeah, I forget which movie it is now, but you're spot on there because I forget. I wish I knew what it was, but there's a movie where someone's looking through a house and the music's all like it's tension building up, and they open a door and you think there's going to be a big jump scare. You're expecting it, the big key behind it, and they open the door and nothing happens, and they go, oh, okay. And then the jump scare happens like a second or so later. That's when you think it's done. Yeah, that works for me.
That's a clever twist on it because it's changing the trope.
Yeah.
Rather
conversely, though, jump scare with music that I think is an absolute classic. The shower scene in Psycho.
Yeah. I mean,
it's absolutely perfect.
Sometimes you need a jump scare, and even ones that are telegraphed, if it's done right, it works fantastic.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I think they are very much an important part of horror, but as long as you don't overuse them, or you don't telegraph it to the nth degree, where you're just like, okay, and now he's going to jump out there he is with a knife, you know. Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed, like as well with like jump scares being a part of horror, like nowadays I associate it a lot more with horror games and horror media like that rather than
Stuff
movies themselves.
Stuff like Resident Evil.
Five Nights at Freddy's is the big one that
I imagine something like Alien Isolation is quite like that as well.
But like with Alien, like because it's all about like the whole game is like building the tension up into you just to lead up to that. Again, a jump scare that you know is coming, but it still like makes you go ah at the end anyway.
Yeah.
I remember playing one of these downloadable packs that somebody had created for the original Doom back in the 90s.
Right.
And it was Alien.
A WAD.
So with the a WAD for Doom, but it was turning everything into Alien. So you had the pulse rifle, and it had all the soundtracks. So when the alien jumped out, you get that the sound effect, the music. That really would make you jump. Yeah.
I mean, the alien jumping out of the egg in Alien 1 is one of the best jump scares of all time, and that just kind of. You know, when the thing opens and he looks in, you expect it to go as soon as he looks in, but the fact that it doesn't, and you just have like the fucking like lamb's guts or whatever it is for a moment, and then it comes.
Plus, obviously, the famous thing with the chest burster where they're like, "Oh, we're not going to tell the actor."
That's not so much a jump scare though, because
I mean, it acted like a jump scare for the
for the actors,
actors. Because they didn't tell them what the fuck was going on.
Veronica Cartwright shits herself in that movie.
With the blood spurting on her. Okay, what else has Josh got for us?
Got for number 3, Josh.
Come on, Josh.
Question number 3. Can horror movies still be relevant when you are older? Or are movies mainly just scary when you're young?
Ooh. So can horror still be relevant when you're older, or is it just when you're younger?
It depends on the subject matter, surely.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I mean, there's some movies that I used to love when I was younger. When I was like 18, 19, I would watch the goriest, most violent stuff. But since I've had a kid, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to watch that one anymore.
Well, that's like a conversation that we were having about a Serbian film, which is one of the reasons why I didn't watch it, because like obviously we were by the time we were talking, we were both parents, and you said, "Yeah, I've seen that. As a parent, don't fucking watch it. That's fucking awful."
Yeah.
And like, because I knew from the thing that, and like, there's a whole like weird metatextual thing to it.
It's like if it had come out when I was like 18, 19, I would have watched Human Centipede, no questions asked.
Yep.
But because it came out after when I was a parent, I'm like, no, that's too much just for the sake of being able to make a film.
Yeah, I don't think I find scary movies scary per se anymore. I mean, I remember first time I saw Alien, my mum knew I was into sci-fi, so she taped this sci-fi movie off of ITV or whatever it was. So this was like the early 80s. I was like 10 years old.
I convinced my mum to buy me a VHS box set of all the Alien movies.
And I'm watching this movie, and we get to the chestburster scene, and I'm like, yeah, I'm switching this fucker off. I did not come back to that movie until I was like 16.
But American Werewolf in London for me. That was it. That was the one that scared me shitless, where I wouldn't even look at a fucking telly for a week.
Now, is it the transformation scene, or is it just his mate decomposing
all
the time?
It was when he was in the woods. It was when he was in the woods, and it was the eyes, because the Hulk used to get me with the eyes as well. As soon as he was contact lenses in, I would be like, no, I'm out, fuck off.
That's what I was like.
Funnily enough, like that's like when we did the Christmas thing, Treevenge, where I didn't realize how bad you were with eyes.
I don't do
until,
it.
Until we were watching that, and you were like, oh god, and I could see you in the corner, like covering your face and shit.
I saw some Zombie 2 when I was a kid, and the splinter in the eye, that got me. I was about 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. And ever since then, I had eyes and horror movies. But the thing is, if I had watched that when I was a lot older, and I have seen it since, it probably wouldn't have affected me as much.
With the same mentality of the magic trick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but you didn't have it then.
Yeah, it's like
Because magic was real.
what were we watching where there was a really obvious fake head the other day? I forgot what. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Halloween or something like that, was it? No, it wasn't Halloween.
Should we be talking about fake heads on episode 69?
Nobody wants fake head on 69.
I'll tell you
what
the
it was.
last thing I think I
The
genuinely...
last time I had head.
The last thing I genuinely found scary, so this would have been nearly 30 years ago now.
69.
Ghostwatch.
Oh, fucking Ghost Watch. I was one of them kids that didn't go to school the next day.
Cry and watch.
Well, it wasn't next day because it was it was on a Saturday night. So it was on a Saturday night.
Is that what it was on?
Yeah, it was on a Saturday night. So it's
was-
like the Monday.
Sarah
Monday.
Green
that
getting
messed-
sucked into the cupboard.
That messed me up.
That's great. That Ghostwatch.
Messed
I'm
me up.
planning
We were-
on showing that to Joshua tomorrow.
I showed it to
meant-
Danny. I think it was last year for
Did-
the first time, wasn't
Did
it?
we do a commentary on Ghostwatch? Because I know we meant to.
No, we've never done it.
Because I know we've
Because
talked
we were
about
supposed
it.
to have the fucking guy on the podcast. We were
Yes.
supposed to have the writer.
Yeah.
What's his name? We were supposed to have him on.
Yeah.
And we just never got it sorted.
Stephen Falk.
That's him, yeah. Yeah, Peter's brother.
Um,
we were supposed to have him on to talk about Ghostwatch.
Yeah.
Because it was like the 20th anniversary, and now we're on the 30th.
Well, now we're
anniversary.
nearly on the 30th, yeah.
I know. Crazy,
Yeah,
that.
so
well,
yeah,
we can have him on for the 30th.
I still find that. I mean, I knew that it was drama as opposed to all the stupid fuckers who actually thought
Speaking
it
of
was real.
jump scares, fucking Craig Charles.
Stupid
I'm a
bugger.
fucking
Did-
ghost.
so you tuned in late and missed the bit at the beginning that said "Screen 1 drama."
What year was it out?
30 years ago.
So 93 then.
92,
92,
90, 90, yeah, 92. Yeah, 92, 93.
Yeah, it would have been
I was
just
12. No, I was 11.
Yeah.
So it was. Mate, I'm out. It proper scared me.
Fair enough.
Crazy.
I mean, to be fair, there are people that watched the Blair Witch Project going, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's real."
It's fucking shite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's shite, the Blair
I-
Witch Project. What
I-
year
Yeah,
did
that was
99?
a film.
99, so I was 15.
Admittedly,
And even then, it just
my
did
my
not
first
for me.
experience of Blair Witch, in fact, my only experience of Blair Witch was watching it on a small portable telly on VHS, and it just didn't work for me. So
I remember watching Scream for the first time, and the bit where what's her face is getting the head squashed in the garage door. That stuck with me for it stuck with me for a while. That even though you watch it now, it's so fucking tame.
Is that the bit before or after they reveal the killer's a monkey?
that's Scream 4, and you
Oh,
know
so,
it.
yeah.
monkey.
Monkey.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like with the-
of tea.
God. Imagine that being fucking the
Johnny
plot for
Vegas
Scream,
in
yeah.
Scream 5,
Yeah.
Scream 6, whatever we're up to these days.
But yeah, it's like. Plus, with horror films, you find that like the different things draw you as you get older as well, which is kind of what you like. Because I
It's
know.
like, but as I'm an adult now, there's not really anything that really sticks with me from horror films these days. Whereas I can point to that eyeball scene in Zombie and just know exactly that that's what fucked me up for eyeballs for the rest of my life.
It's like fucking this would have worked for kind of jump scary thing actually. That thinking about it that got me recently was not that no was Midsummer.
I didn't like that movie at all.
I kind of liked it.
What the John Nettles thing?
Yeah.
I really don't like that movie.
Like my favorite part was where they went to where they went to join that cult, and then they all
the
went
whole
down,
movie?
Yeah, and then they went down a hill in a bathtub.
that's lasted than some of mine.
Haven't we done episodes all about that?
Yeah.
three xenomorphs in a bathtub.
No, but because I was expecting, because everything I'd heard about it was it's a slow ramp up.
Yeah,
So-
Hereditary was good. The
Yeah,
movie they
so-
did before that, because you showed me that Hereditary.
Because I wasn't expecting it to be like her talking to spoilers, her talking to her sister, and her sister being a bit depressed.
A bit depressed. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
time we see her in the
And
movie,
then-
she's duct taped a fucking hose over her mouth.
No,
and just
that's
getting
what
a
I mean.
lung
I
full of carbon
didn't
dioxide.
expect it to just immediately cut to, oh fuck, her sister and her parents are dead, and just fucking again, as someone who's had to deal with like suicide in my life, like that kind of like it obviously hit different. I was like, fuck.
Because not many movies actually deal with the aftermath
No,
of
exactly.
suicide. So it's with it being something so raw as a subject matter.
And then
the fact that when you do
obviously-
see it in a movie, it really does hit home.
And then
yeah.
obviously, like then because of that, she's like dealing with her grief while like some bloke her boyfriend knows from college is like, come and
Some Swedish fella's like,
come to where I come from. Let's join a white supremacist cult, and then it just fucking like ramps up from there.
The only
It's
thing
like,
I like about that movie is the fact that it tells you everything that's gonna. It's very Shaun of the Dead in that respect, because
Like
it literally shows you at the very beginning, the titles. It shows you everything that's gonna happen in that
Yes.
movie. And but I just don't. I don't enjoy the movie. It just doesn't do anything for me. That's all.
I think again because I'm looking at because obviously we're looking at it from different perspectives.
Yeah.
So obviously it might have certain things that.
Oh no! I mean,
okay.
I have been affected by suicides in
Oh
my
yeah,
life
yeah.
as well. So
But I mean, exactly. But it's like nowadays I find myself more drawn to the weird like horror where it's all about like fucking existential like horror and fucking like the again the body horror stuff hits home because fucking me like but like it's just the way obviously that we've grown up has a profound effect on the kind of shit we enjoy like
exactly.
that we that you don't
As I
really
say,
think about.
There's movies
until
that
you're
I
analysing
know I
this
would
shit.
have enjoyed when I was younger, but I just won't touch now. It's like Terrifier,
Exactly.
for example, is a movie that I see a lot about on like Terrifier 2 has just come out, but everything that I know about Terrifier 1, I'm like, I don't need to see this. It's not something that I have to see in my life. It's not something I'm in a rush to see in my life. I'll probably see it at some point, but no, when I was younger, I would have been all over that shit. So, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, let's see what Josh's final talking point is then. When he reads his iPad.
And question number 4. What's the best for scares? Real life killers in movies? Monsters in movies? Or ghosts in movies? There you go.
Oh. Right,
So
okay. So
repeat that. What was the
so
first part? Like, what's the best
better?
villain?
Like real life, like slashers or something like that. For example, like a Michael Myers would. Well,
I presumed with that. I thought he meant stuff like where it's a dramatization of like Dharma.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose
Or
you could
whatever.
mean that.
I know where I come down.
But like, would you rather have a human killer? So like for
Hostel.
example,
Yeah.
like a hostel or something. I'm thinking more like a Texas
That's a
Chainsaw
fair
or
point,
something like
yeah.
that. So, so do you want to have that, or do you want a monster, or do you want a ghost? Which is better? A honey monster is probably the
There you go.
scariest.
You go first, Paul.
Yeah. I'd go with a person, but I've got a slightly different person in mind.
Santa Claus.
Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, okay.
I think he's far scarier than any
Sorry, Cricket
of
Paul.
your
Which one?
Far scarier than Jason. Far scarier than Michael Myers. Far scarier than Freddy. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for pure like escapism enjoyment, I love like a Jason or a Freddy or something like that. I love, your slashes and everything like that. I love monster movies as well, like stuff like even Alien and Predator and stuff.
I mean-
Technically, I would call them monster movies.
Yeah.
I love creatures. I love. Like I've mentioned, I love effects and everything. That's how I fell in love with the film industry. If you ever want to go back and listen to, I did a whole hour-long interview with Josh, and we talked about how we fell in love with movies, and it basically was effects work, essentially. And yeah, so I love all that. So creatures in movies really do it. Like, as I mentioned before, The Thing, still one of my favourite movies because of the creature work in that. And you've got Stan Winston at his best in that movie. You've got Rob Bottin at his best in
The
that
soundtrack
movie.
is fucking fantastic as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, music goes a long way in horror. We haven't even touched on that. But yeah, there's some fantastic effects work, and even something as daft as like Gremlins. It's got fantastic creature work in it.
Yeah.
So I think for me, probably monsters is my go-to. I love a slasher. Don't get me wrong. And as I say, they're like even like Texas Chainsaw, even a character like the Hitchhiker, for example. His only thing is he's got a knife. That's it. Literally got one knife, just a little
Man door,
shitty
hook
knife.
hand, car door.
What's that?
Like when you say hitchhiker, I always think of that fucking, the legend of the
yeah.
And I always
Double
just
in
think
the
of
door.
that really terrible like internet where some guy whose English is not his first language tried writing one.
I haven't
Where
seen
it's like,
that.
oh, it's great. Like,
Are we back to Borat again?
No, it's I think it's the guy's originally like Japanese or Korean or something, and he writes it like I can't remember how it all goes, but ends with the last line is man door hook hand car door. That's where it ends. It's just weird. Anyway, Paul, your favorite?
Yeah, I gave mine.
Did you?
I went first.
All right. So
Hannibal Lecter.
Right. I thought there was more to it.
No.
Right. Fair enough. So again, like for effects work and shit, like as a visual draw, I definitely agree with you, Mike, with the like monster, especially because again, like one of the things I gravitate towards is the shit like the Thing, which is why and Videodrome and weird body horror shit, which is why like a lot of shit that I do in my D&D game has a lot of like I remember a few months back I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a one shot just for a couple of my mates, so I'll try and make it happy. And yeah, exactly. Like Paul's laughing because it like you could already tell where it's going. Where they went to a farm, like, oh, the local farmers are missing, and then they went into the fucking barn to find out where they were, and they were encased in a giant wall of flesh that turned into like some sort of demon thing.
We've all seen that episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so that was in The Walking Dead.
The barn that you're not supposed to go into.
Oh right. I thought you meant the wall of flesh.
No.
Right. But it was all like
they had that
fucking
group that
the
they
Thing
ran
type
into,
shit.
the cannibals and all that kind of stuff.
Like
so
to the point where like one of the times where they fought, I was like, well, I need a token for these little scurry things that are made out of this body horror. So I just literally got a picture of the spider head thing from the Thing and went, there's the token, done.
Fair enough.
And so like as a visual thing that always draws me, but like there's also part of me that wants to say like kind of I also like the films where it's none of the above, if that makes sense, where it's sort of the scary horror thing is sort of left up, it's off camera, it's left up to interpretation. What? Exactly.
Yeah, psychological
so you
horror,
don't know whether it is a ghost or a person fucking with them, or this is one of the reasons what
No, Blair Witch. I mean, it's not a very good movie because nothing happens. But it's
definitely
the
idea.
tension, it's the fear that something could happen. I guess
this is one of the reasons why another thing that I was gonna mention earlier, and I completely forgot until we were partway through, which is why like you were mentioning something, and I went, oh shit, and immediately grabbed my phone, and then never mentioned anything. Was I'm a big fan of horror podcasts, like specifically one called the Magnus Archives. And they're really good at doing that sort of thing where it's sort of like, because it's an audio form, you can like just like talking out the horror. It's like letting your mind's eye do the work, so you don't have to put.
There's
like because whatever your brain's going to think of is way more scary.
They did all that kind of gear, but
and also, seeing as we're doing plugs, they were also doing a stream tonight because they're sorting out Magnus Archives too, which is what I went, oh shit, and then went and checked their Kickstarter because they're doing pre-sign-ups.
Fair enough.
So yeah, but that's my answer.
Okay, well, big thank you to Josh for giving us those talking points.
Yeah, definitely.
That was interesting.
Give us a cheer for Josh.
Woo, Josh!
I'll let him know he said that. In fact, you can listen back to it, fuck him. Right, let's move on very quickly to some any other business.
Any other business?
And this will really be very quick, any other business, because I'm aware of the time. Plus it's contact
Fuck
box,
you
so
all,
the
it's
internet's
Halloween,
off.
we're going till midnight.
No, we're not, because I've got to work in the morning.
Fuck your work.
I've only got 3 here. So first one is about a town. I don't know where it is, because as I say, I can't get the internet up right now. But this is about a Halloween theme layout of this particular city was themed around Karens, and basically the whole "I want to speak to the manager" of it all. Someone complained about it and asked them to take it down. So
Yeah, sounds
there's
about
that.
right.
Then the next one I've got is about obviously we all love a sticker album. I mean, if there's anywhere to talk about collectible things, I think this is probably the place to go. I
yeah.
mean, I've just dropped some coin on some Pokemon cards for the first time in 20 years, so you know. But yeah, so the Panini FIFA World Cup sticker album for Qatar 2022.
I still can't believe that Panini football sticker albums are still a thing today.
Yeah, apparently back in the day, a pack of 4 stickers would cost you 5 pence.
Yeah,
Packs now containing an extra sticker will cost collectors back 90 pence a pack, which means that someone has done the maths here, and in order to fill the sticker album right now, which is 670 stickers to fill in this year's album, even if you were to get all the stickers bang on, no repeats or anything like that, it costs you £120.60.
Fuck off.
However, an analyst, Kieran Maguire, has said that based on probability, it is likely to set fans back. How much do you think it's going to cost you to fill in your Panini sticker album? Keep going.
No, mate, it's going to be
500?
500.
It's £883.80.
Why aren't geeks into football? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I wasn't into football, and I remember doing like the World Cup in 82, Spain 82.
You did the World Cup in 82? Fucking hell, Paul.
And because
I don't remember that. I wasn't born yet.
we were all swapping stickers and that in school and that.
I do remember kids like swapping those football stickers.
World Cup España was 1982. I've started reading the new Eagle comic.
Panini's
which was
expanded
from
like
them.
Panini's expanded like the kind
Into
of shit
sandwiches.
they do, like
Yeah.
into sandwiches.
Yeah.
But like I've seen that they do like they're currently doing Super Mario stickers as well.
I mean, I had Super Mario stickers back in the day.
They
I
had
remember
The Star
movie,
Wars,
obviously.
the Star Wars ones were the ones I remember doing.
The-
Merlin and all that shit,
Return of the Jedi.
They do
man.
Warhammer 40k ones now as well,
Jesus wept.
That's
which
a niche
which
market,
is weird.
that.
Yeah, that's a fucking like that.
I can
threw me.
understand
I was
Mario
like,
does a movie coming
why
out. I can
would
understand 40. It's perennially popular, but fucking Warhammer stickers don't.
Yeah, I was like, why would I buy this when I can just like
buy
buy the actual figures
and
for
stuff,
like 5 times the price?
yeah. Well, and my final news story that I
Zing!
got this month is taking us back to something that happened in 2019. There's a guy who's in court for it right now. This is in Southfield, Michigan.
Wanking on the motorway.
No, this is we've read stories about that before.
We have.
This is the story of Mark David Latunsky, who's 52. He's pleaded guilty to killing and dismembering a man and eating parts of him. What was that man's name? Kevin Bacon. Literally, the man was eating bacon.
Jesus.
He's a hearing expected. Oh, it's actually been on October the 18th. It was to
Was
determine
the
whether or not he would be convicted of first or second degree murder or manslaughter.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably got the lowest bacon number now.
But well, yeah. Apparently, Bacon's family members reported him missing on Christmas 2019 after he didn't show up for breakfast. His roommates claimed that he wanted to meet a guy he met on
just
Grindr
showed up
the night
as
before.
breakfast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is like the modern day version of fucking Dharma. There, instead of cruising the gay clubs, he's meeting them on Grindr and eating their faces. So you know that's all fun there. So what a lovely story that was to go out on. Sorry about that.
Although,
What are you?
although it's
I'm
like,
just going to program this, and then it's
It's-
like weak ass apology.
Well, you know.
although it's led me to the thought. Did I?
John Sausages has died, and I'm going to eat his fingers.
No, did I think I told you about like I remember, you know, the co-op does those weird deals. It does the deals sometimes to be like, hey, get like different foods and drinks as like a package thing. And once I saw one that I thought was like a great cop show name, which was Sausages and Bud. Like it's like a cop with his dog.
I'm John Sausages, and this is Bud.
Yeah,
my
I was
dog,
gonna say
and
that-
we solve crimes.
I was gonna say that's the twist. Everyone thinks that the dog's gonna be called Sausages, but
It's part of the Air Bud franchise.
Yeah.
It's the detective series within the fucking Santa Buddies universe.
But because of what Paul said about like that bacon guy becoming breakfast, it just made me think of I now want a detective duo called Bacon and Eggs.
Okay.
Well,
Kevin
look,
Bacon.
They just
we've
solve
got fucking
food-based
Rosemary and Thyme, so why the fuck not?
They just solve food-based crime.
Oh no, there's been a murder at the marmalade factory. Let's go, eggs.
Marmalade. Turns out it was Paddington. They get sent to Canada to solve the mystery of like where all the stolen maple syrup went
There
and
we
shit
go.
like that.
Right, well, that is all the news that we've got. So we're gonna move on through to the any other business section.
No, we've done any other business. It's beyond.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the Beyond. Sorry, it's even written there. I'm tired. It's late. Let's do Beyond, which is sponsored by a very familiar venue this month. But let's do the intro first.
We're all out of news and topics for discussion. The show is spiraling out of control, and the audience are now in charge. You're beyond the 50-foot nerds.
So this month's sponsor is a venue that you may very well know. This month's sponsor is Geek Retreat Warrington.
Woo!
So Douglas, would you like to tell us more about your venue? Seeing as you're here,
oh,
and it
wow.
saves me writing up something.
You lazy shit, I love it. Right. Geek Retreat Warrington, we deal in cards, whether it be Pokemon, Digimon, mate, you love it.
Fuck off.
Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, because as we know,
Yeah, I'm a
she's a
bitch
bitch.
for
you are a
Yu-Gi-Oh.
bitch for Yu-Gi-Oh. Magic the Gathering. We hold events every single night where we are OTS, so it means we're an official tournament store. Come and play, come and learn. Bring the kids. It's a family place. We've got retro gaming. We've got a free pool table.
D&D.
D&D,
I was
absolutely.
gonna say.
D&D, we do beginners on a Monday, and we do it on a Thursday as well. And we've got comic books for you to come and read, and it's just a fair use policy. We don't charge you to come in. We don't rent you the tables. Just use the cafe while you're here and enjoy yourself. And like I say, everybody is welcome here.
And you sell Dino Dump.
I sell Dino Dump.
I recommend
I
Dino
hope that's a
Dump.
game.
It's there on the
Right.
shelf.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah,
And it's fucking awesome.
Okay.
I need
It's exactly what it sounds like. It is dinosaurs and it's poo.
And for the...
another intro clip.
You're going to have so many to pick from this show.
Like, Mike, do me a favor. Like, when you're doing the edit for this, and send me half of these so Cryptid Paul can start using them.
Oh, don't worry. I'm keeping a log of
Right,
everything. Don't
cheers.
worry about it. So we didn't put the cards out. I've just remembered we didn't do that. So if anyone's got a question, you'll have to let us know. So come on, who's got questions?
Just shout.
Go on, Jay. You may as well just come on and get up on the mic for a minute if you want. Go ahead.
Killers from Scream.
Yes.
Which one would you prefer to go up against?
The monkey.
Who would I like to go up against from all the
Definitely not
killers?
Monkey's not allowed. We
Um,
do not accept Scream 4.
Right, okay.
I think the only way.
Even Paramount don't accept Scream 4.
I think the in terms of which killer I would want to go up against is probably the two guys from the first Scream movie, just so I can stab Matthew Lillard and he can go, I'm feeling a little woozy, because that's just the best moment. What about you?
I don't remember.
I have a question. Do you think this is scary?
What?
Is it going to come out?
Fuck off! Fuck off! For those listening at home, Cass decided to come out dressed as fucking E.T.
You've been talking about yours for a month.
Fuck off!
Yeah.
Fuck off! Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs.
I was privy to both of these, but I wasn't sure like whether you'd pulled that off, and I didn't get a chance to.
I hope that camera's fucking recording.
Yeah.
It was either that or get Andy in a honey monster outfit.
Oh, fuck off! I used to tear it to fucking traumatise. I'm gonna take that fucking mask off because it's creepy as shit. Stop it. Fuck off! Fuck off! No, leave me alone.
So, like to answer your
I genuinely don't know what to do right now.
to answer your question, I don't remember the killers from Scream, so I'll have to say Matthew Lillard as well. I vaguely remember the first Scream. I don't remember watching the other one. So,
And to be fair,
Mike,
the
I can't look over there. I can't.
Mike's distracted by E.T.
Yeah, you want that.
Fuck you.
She has to go to bed with zombie me. You have to go to bed with that. Remember?
The thing is, I get to wash this off.
Yeah, but you've still got the haircut.
Fuck off! No, get back.
I don't know how much of this is Mike playing it up and how much is genuine fear.
Oh, this is genuine fear.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's enough
Yes.
now, leave him alone. You're okay.
That was brilliant.
Oh, Kathy,
What?
amazing.
Round of applause to Catherine. Oh, come on. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I like that E.T. gave
In
us a little
answer
bell.
to your most excellent question,
stick it-
to be fair, the only Scream movie I can remember the characters from is actually the most recent one. So I'll just go with Jack Quaid's character because it's Wee Huey from The Boys. So
Fuck's sake. Oh, God.
does anybody else have a question? while he recovers from being totally traumatized.
Does anyone else have the number for a psychiatrist?
No.
Wait till
Oh,
it's
Kathy,
3
you just missed it. E.T. was here.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
He doesn't.
Yeah, no. Fucking hell. Any more questions before I top
E.T.
myself?
phone therapist.
I probably would just had a heart attack here and there, mate, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
But-
fucking hell.
Lucky night, Mike. Here he comes.
I used to like you. No, you
No,
didn't.
part of me, yeah. Part of me, like, wants to see, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much that was Paul getting, like, how much you think that was Paul getting his revenge for you screwing him over so many times.
I wish. I so wish.
Not
I wish I was that clever.
Fair enough.
No, it's just Doug's a prick. I can't help it.
Fair enough. Like,
Oh,
but
Paul's
Paul's
else.
Paul's definitely definitely like, yeah.
Makes you
he
feel any
deserves
better.
it.
That was a 50 quid bit.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
I'm going to shake your hand for that.
Worth it.
Thank you very much.
And
Fuck's
just
sake.
imagine what he's going to do to you next year.
Sorry, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do for you next month. It's fine. Have we got no other questions? No.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
Well,
like the problem is, I thought of one earlier, and then that's just made me forget.
it's fine.
So it
That's
doesn't fuck
okay.
you, man.
Well,
Like,
there
it's
is
probably
one of the
nothing.
last little bit of business that we do need to attend to is because it is our Halloween episode. We did say if the audience wanted to turn up in costume, one of you have. so we do have a prize. Oh well, I don't know if she's allowed to win. I don't know if she's allowed.
It's up to you guys.
Is Kath allowed?
It's up to you guys.
Because the prize is
I've committed to giving the prize out. I don't care who gets it.
the prize is a gift voucher, £20 voucher for Geek Retreat Warrington. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, certainly the most memorable costume of the evening does go to Kath.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, Kath. If you want to accept the voucher. Andy, yeah. Okay. Andy,
I'll tell you what, because I also brought this.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
So you can fight, like, one of you can have the voucher and the other one
No
can
shoes,
have,
no shirts.
the other
Let's
one
go.
can have Thor. Thor Ragnarok Hulk.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
So there you go.
which one of you wants that? Which one of you wants this, I guess?
There you go.
There we go. Kath is taking the bomb. Andy, you've
got
got a
the
voucher
voucher.
for £20, so we will award you
I'll
with
tell you
this
what,
after
there
the
was,
show.
as well as this, I did have like another prize that I was bringing as well, which I told you about, which was the stuff they don't want you to know, but because it fits in with any other business theme,
Yeah.
didn't arrive. So,
Okay.
Another time, maybe.
so yeah, we'll save that for next month. I guess.
Well, speaking of next month, we've got 2 shows in November,
Yeah.
which I will mention right now. Is our next show is not here. Sorry, Doug, we're 2-timing you.
Yeah, we're cheating on you, mate.
no, because we were bringing Doug with us, weren't we?
Well, if he wants to come, if he's free to come, he's more than welcome to.
Where and when?
So our next show. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Our next show is in Liverpool. That is right. Geek Retreat Liverpool have the honour of hosting the next Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. It will be on Sunday, the 20th of November at 8 p.m. as usual. And yeah, we'll be doing a homecoming show for myself because obviously it's my hometown.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're free, mate, you're more than welcome to come along and be our Ranger Danger down there as well.
Go on then.
Hey,
Sounds like a
there
laugh,
we
yeah.
go.
Hey.
Good. So yeah, and then
It's
obviously
going to be
we're-
weird.
Kath, you're working on the 20th, mate. All right. Sold.
Okay.
Fair
And then we're back here on the, I forget which date it is
20
now. It's
27th.
The week after, we're here on the 27th.
20 plus 7.
Yep.
27.
And then I'll also let folks know now, we are back here again on the 11th of December for our Christmas show.
Woohoo!
We're going to be doing something a little bit different on that episode. As anyone who's listened to our back catalogue may know, we do... we do audio plays, basically.
Yeah.
We do a big finish of our own all over the audience. So we've written some sketches for you all, and we hope that you all come along because we're going to be having a special guest who's with us to play the part of the narrator in the sketch. He's a really good guy, and I hope everyone can come along to that. Spread the word, get as many people along as you can. I should be doing that for every show anyway, obviously.
Yeah.
But spread the word around because we're going to be doing, I say December, we're not going to be doing the news format, we're going to be doing different because it's Christmas. Let's kind of relax things a little.
Christmas pod.
Yeah, we're doing a Christmas pod. So that will be on December the 11th. So hope that everyone can come along to that. We'll see you in Liverpool on the 20th and back here again on the 27th of November. So until then, I've been shit up by the fucking ET.
I am the Grim Reaper, Paddington Bear.
Never too soon.
And I'm Sausages and Bud.
Until we see you in Liverpool then,
Geek out!
Woo!
If you've enjoyed the nerdom in your ears, then why not follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds. You can follow Mike at Mike G. Bell, Amara at Volts of Exoth and at Amara Lunera, and Paul is on at Auton Scouser. Our website is 50footnerds.co.uk. That's FIFTYFOOTNERDS.co.uk. You can find all of our YouTube content at video.50footnerds.co.uk or search youtube.com/50footnerds. All of our episodes are archived over at bit.ly/50footnerdsarchive. That's 50FTNERDS archive. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Email us at 50footnerds@gmail.com or join our Patreon at patreon.com/50footnerds. If you'd like to buy our merchandise, you can visit us over at tinyurl.com/50footstore. That's 50FT store. All of these links and more are available at our Linktree page. That's linktr.ee/50footnerds. FIFTYFOOTNERDS.